buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning, everybody. Live from the Xfinity Studios. This is the Anthony Gargano Show. Brought to you by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. I'm a little giddy this morning, and it's not to do with a lack of sleep. It has to do with what transpired. While a lot of people were sleeping across the Delaware Valley, Phillies-Dodgers Game 2. And there is something special brewing. You know, teams, we always talk about the hot team coming into the playoffs. Last year, they were not hot. They were tepid. They had played 500 baseball from June on. Come in and get whitewashed by the Mets. This year, however, they are playing some great baseball. The best ball of the season has taken place the last 20 games. Since that sweep of the Mets, they just don't lose. They go to the Dodgers last night, Game 2, after clinching the NL East. Usually a hangover game for most teams with a division. You're partying, beers, apple juice, the whole nine. The Phillies looked like a hangover early. Shohei Ohtani, who is just ridiculous, by the way, pitches 5 innings of no-hit ball. 5 innings, no-hit ball. He later adds a home run, the 6th player in Major League history to hit 50 home runs consecutive seasons. So Ohtani's lights out. It's 3-0. You go, all right, it is what it is. Hangover game, no biggie. But the Dodgers go to the bullpen. SIelski comes to the mound. And then here you go. Oh, first it's a Bryce 2-run double. And then a Marsh 3-run bomb. And then a Kepler home run. And it's tied. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second. It's 6-4 Phillies. Oh my. Are you kidding me? They turned a 4-0 lead, 4-0 deficit into a 6-4 lead in one fell swoop. Now it's the 8th inning. Ohtani goes yard. Dodgers tied at 6. All right. The battle back. All right. Home on the road. Next thing you know, Marchand comes up. And it's out of here. Marchand goes deep. Oh, a 3-run bomb. Phillies win it. Oh, my God. They are just on fire. On fire. Unbelievable. They basically all but clinched the 2 seed. There's 6.5 games up on the Dodgers. Any hope that the Dodgers wanted to try to snag the 2 seed, that blew up. All right? That blew up the last 2 games. Fighting Phils are going to be the 2 seed and maybe the 1 seed. They're still just a game and a half behind Milwaukee. Milwaukee wins last night. They have a game in hand. And the Phils just are getting hot at the right time, man. They look great. Their lineup has awoken. Like they're awake, the lineup. Again, the job that Rob Thompson has done, like you look at Kepler and how he's turned around the season. That's a Rob Thompson thing, man. That dude, give him credit. Give him tons of credit. They are just playing great baseball. Marsh, he's had a great second half of the season. Really has. I was ready to move on. And he's had a great second half of the year. The Phils getting contribution from everybody. One day it's Otto Kemp, VG's boy. The next day it's Marchand. It's great theater. The fighting Phillies, they look so good right now. They really do. They look unstoppable. This is how you want to play in September. Like this is it. And they still got a shot for the 1 seed. But at worst, they're going to lock up the 2 seed, and that's a bye. Not have to play a first round series against the Mets. So it's a good. It's just so good, so good. Now, meanwhile, these other teams like the Padres, I was fearing when Michael King came back. Right, I'm like, the Padres can be pretty dangerous. Great lineup, the whole nine. Good, they have some good arms. Michael King's coming back. Michael King, who was lights out in the postseason the last couple of years, very good starter. He has been getting rocked, including last night. He gave up 9 runs in 3 innings to the Mets last night. Everything is pointing Phillies as we wind down Red September. All right? Everything feels good about the Fightins. I know my compadre was up late last night with me. Good morning, VG.
What's up, brother? I feel like a baseball zombie right now, but whoo, so worth it. There's something going on with these guys.
Yeah.
Like I mean, Harper does what he does, but then it's like Harper and the Misfits. Like Stott just got walked, but Kepler, Weston Wilson, nice double.
Yeah.
And Marchand, what's he? His second home run ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird, man.
And that tells you something. When they're doing this, like when a team comes up, when they're playing this kind of baseball, this is belief baseball. This is now it doesn't matter. When you're no hit through the first 5 innings and come back like this, like that, all this stuff that you're doing now, you could pull when the playoffs come.
They've been feasting on bullpens all year, and it feels like I think in the last 2 weeks they were no hit through like 7 innings, and they just turn it on. They have a belief now. They
late innings.
Yeah,
I mean that's where the playoffs are won. Right?
And we've been saying all year the Dodgers bullpen has been janky all year. They've been injured and they just haven't been performing. And it's going to come back to bite them in the playoffs.
Yeah. The Phillies seem, I don't want to say have their number, but the Phillies just play really well against them. Yeah. I have no fear. I don't want to say no fear. I don't want to be, but I don't really fear the Dodgers. I mean, honestly,
is there a National League team that you
not
are
really
scared of?
No, I mean,
I'm with you.
The Padres. When I saw Michael King get lit up last night, I was like, all right. Yeah. So the Padres, no.
They're just weird, the Padres.
Milwaukee, I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but, I mean, they're good. I mean, last night, they win again.
Yeah, it's the Angels. I think we grind it out against the Brewers. Yeah, I think the bullpen's too good right now.
I don't know what the health is in Mizorowski and their starters.
It feels weird. Is this like the third?
Woodruff.
This feels like the 3rd or 4th game recently where the pitchers have given up a 4-run spot early. I feel like Taiwan put them up 4. I feel like Ranger did and bear down the other day. It's like they go down 4.
Luzardo did it.
And they go down 4, and you're just like, all right, they'll claw back, and they do.
They claw back, and again, that's the kind of baseball that just wins. Like it feels like they know. I don't want to say it's their last shot because you'll have next year, and there's a window, but they see it, like they feel it, and they got mad confidence. Like baseball is such a mental game. I know it's a cliche, but it's a mind bleep, right? Like when you're not going well, it looks so bad,
right? And it's every day.
And when you start to feel it, like the ball looks bigger to you, like you see, I can see them. Like you can almost feel this thing. I don't want to say they're going to win it, but this could be their best chance, man.
It feels like it. They always say the hot team going in, and we got 2 weeks till the playoffs, and there's nobody hotter right now.
Nobody hotter. I mean,
it's not even really close right now.
4 since they got swept by the Mets.
And they're not playing bad teams. The Dodgers won 6 out of the last 7 going into this series.
No, yesterday I brought it up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're beating all the good teams. Like they're beating the Tigers and they're the Mariners. Like the Mariners, I feel like they put up 10 runs every game except when they played the Phillies.
I know. You're going to get me giddy, dude.
I mean, we should be giddy. This is going to be a great October, man.
30-14, I think, since the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Bader's been a real injection of energy. Well, I don't know what the bang bang is, but I'm down with it. I guess it's a wrestling related thing.
Bang bang.
Yeah, I'm in. Bang bang. Let's go.
I actually like bang bang.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
I'm down with it too.
Better than dancing on my own. Like, I'll go with the bang bang.
I like bang bang better than dancing on my own. You know, I like bang bang.
Yes.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
Let that be the October rallying cry. Is the bang bang.
Yeah. 30 games over 500.
Dude. And I mean, seriously, 30 games over 500. And this year has been a year
right.
Felt like complaining the whole time.
Yeah. It feels like
it feels like everybody's complaining.
Hit pothole after pothole along the way. People have been complaining about top. Even Ragu, the known topper critic, he's complaining. He's reaching. He's still trying to complain.
Oh, Ragu, just let it be. Give the guys.
I will say, I have a feeling some of the younger guys in the bullpen may have been hungover. Bringing Robertson out back-to-back nights. He threw a lot of pitches the night before. I was surprised he came out. And I think, JT was unwell. Probably a little hangover. I love it. Yeah.
The day after you clinch is always a mincemeat lineup. That's always been that way.
You think they come out heavy for the sweep? They rest some people tonight?
Yeah, I think they come out heavy.
Yeah,
I think you come out heavy. I think you put the nail in it.
Yeah, you get a day off tomorrow, I think.
The beauty is you're trying to win this thing, right? Like you're trying to win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get home field throughout, like it's such a big deal.
Important. The Brewers would not be able to handle Citizens Bank Park if the Phillies have home field.
No, it reminds me of 08 when they came in
Sabathia.
with CC.
Yeah.
The whole nine. They rode CC the whole way. Remember?
Yes.
He started on like 3 days rest for like 2 months straight.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing better than when you got this kind of baseball.
Dude, and I'm trying to find their last day off. They played the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. No, I'm saying they haven't had a day off since Tuesday the 2nd.
But nobody wants a day off when you're winning.
And they are cruising. And they're on the West Coast.
Yeah, nobody wants a day off when you're winning like this. Yeah. So I think you got a day off tomorrow, and you got a day off on Monday.
Yeah, and now they're setting their rotation up for game 1. I guess I read that. Sanchez will be the starter.
Yeah, which is exactly where you want him to be.
Yes.
On pace.
Yes.
Oh, man. The beauty is, I don't know, going into the playoffs, there's no one you fear. Like, there's no one you're going, oh, my God, I got to avoid them.
But I know. I want to be. I do feel that way, but there's something about being a Philadelphia fan. I'm a little hesitant to say it. Like, I don't know. I got flashbacks of Diamondbacks and Mets. But I don't. There aren't any. There's no team. I'll just say this: there's no team better than the Phillies in baseball right now.
Listen, I mean, when it comes down to it, that MLB playoff is it's even bigger than hockey, a bigger crapshoot than hockey. It is.
I know.
Hockey, like you have it's about the hot goalie, right? The NHL playoffs can be a bear that way. Like you saw Winnipeg go out early, right, last year. But ultimately, it was Florida and Edmonton, right? The 2 best teams. Baseball's just so weird.
Especially that first round, the wild card.
Well, and then the 5-game division series.
Yes.
Like the 5-game division series, I hate that. I hate the 5-gamer because all of a sudden you lose one of 2 and then you start to get tight. That's why the Phillies lost to the Cardinals at 11. If that series was 7, there's no way they're losing to the Cardinals. They win it all that year.
Well, why is it 5 other than election? And why is it the division series? I'm always confused at that too because it's not the division series. We play teams not from our division.
I don't know. They call it the DS.
I know.
DS. I don't know.
Yeah, confusing. It confounds me.
You know why? Because it's the divisional round. Quarterfinal, like a divisional round.
Yeah, but it's not the divisional round.
Okay. I don't know. Whatever.
I'm just saying.
I don't care about semantics.
You're a wordsman. The words bother me.
I got no problem with the NLDS. I like the NLDS.
What would you name it? What would you call it?
I don't know. Quarterfinals?
The quarter, go the quarter semis and then, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it connotes. I don't know. I don't have an issue with it.
There's only 3 divisions.
Who cares? Like, we worried about that nonsense.
Just saying. I thought this was a safe space. I could tell you something.
NLQF.
Bothers me a little bit. That's all.
The NLQF.
No,
all right. DS works better.
Yeah, it sounds better. You can't go.
They
You can't go
convince
QF.
me that I like an LDS.
You just need me to say it, and it's ruined.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I get it, guys. It's all right.
You know, safe space. We love you.
Safe space.
You know, we love you. All right. Lots to do today coming up. EJ to get in on the Eagles.
Yeah, EJ doing a little music hot take yesterday on the show. I got to get on him about. I think taking a shot at the Beatles a little bit.
Are you?
Also, didn't know Limp Bizkit,
He didn't know Limp Bizkit?
or not familiar with Limp Bizkit.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
I have nothing to say about that.
Cuz
I
probably can't name a Limp Bizkit song either.
I like Limp Bizkit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Give me something to break.
But I don't care about his take on the Beatles.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter.
To you. A lot of us like music out there. Some of us
I like sports.
Some of us listen to music.
We'll get to EJ about this offense because everybody's talking about it again.
Is it a situation of the meme where there's a fire and someone's like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Yes, I do believe that. I don't believe in the 2023. I mean, it's all you hear. Oh, 10-1, 10-1. That team didn't have this defense.
Right.
That team couldn't stop them. This defense is legit.
But
this defense will stop you from having a meltdown.
yes, I agree. And it's not going to be the 10-game losing meltdown of 2023, but will the offense remain stagnant throughout the year and the defense carry them?
Yeah,
I don't even want to say it's stagnant.
It's
not the right word.
Against certain teams with real, like you played the Chiefs, like, you know, the Dallas thing. I don't know what happened to the Dallas thing. I mean, maybe that's preseason. Maybe that's, you know, we were working through kinks. I don't know. Because I'm still stunned that Russell Wilson had the game against the Cowboys, right?
Good point.
But so I have no answers about that. I mean, the Chiefs make sense to me because Spags knows what to do. Like, it was no surprise that he was going to pressure. What I think tricked up the Eagles' offense was they just didn't. When he showed single high, right, and pressure, he backed out of it. And I think that caught the Eagles by surprise. I also think not having Goedert was a big deal. I saw 2 plays. The first play of the game we all saw, AJ's open down the field. And then there was another play where Saquon could have went to the house and Calcaterra whiffed.
Yes.
So, you know, you get Goedert back. Now, he better be back by Tampa because Tampa's going to look ugly.
Yes, more bliss. I mean, Tampa's always ugly. I think Goddard's a bigger loss than I actually assumed he would be this blocking. I guess because it's their lack of, they didn't do anything really in the offseason at tight end, surprisingly.
Well, I think they tried to do it in the draft.
Yeah.
But it didn't fall that way.
Weird. How he usually pivots pretty quick. Well, see what happens, man. I feel good.
Yeah, well, I'm not panicking at all. Like, to me, it is what it is. I mean, look, they got to get into a rhythm. You know, I know everybody wants to, you know, kind of point to Patullo, and certainly there's a part there. But I mean, listen, there's certain issues with Jalen that he's not going to, like, he's got certain gifts that make it work, and certain deficiencies that at times it'll look bad against against a team that does a lot of pressure.
I get that, but don't you?
That's kind of who he is.
You know who he is, and you know what he likes and what his tendencies are. Isn't it up to the coaching at that point, the game plan?
Yeah, just because you want to go deep doesn't mean you can go deep, right? Like, think about some of the plays, right? If you're going to go, how come you're going to go down the field? Well, if there's pressure situations, you got to give your receivers time to get down the field. Like you want to go 11. Well, you're not going to go 11 against a front-loaded box because you're not going to have time to go down the field. Like a lot of that is dictated by what you're looking at on defense.
You can run out 11. You can run against a blitz out
when you're talking about going down the field.
I just want to be effective.
Well, again, but you're talking about going down the
it is.
field. If you're going to go down the field, you got to,
Yeah, you need time. I know. I'm just trying to ease my own head here.
I mean,
Everything's fine.
It is fine. Listen, I'm not worried at all. Like, honestly, I at some point they'll figure it out. This is how they play. They win this way.
They win, right? It looks ugly. It doesn't feel right. We talked about it yesterday.
He's never going to be the guy.
We talked yesterday about
for 290.
So
Like it's not 3 touchdowns. It's not who he is.
All right, so let me ask you. I was going to bring it up with EJ, but let's ask you because I saw a piece. I don't know who wrote it. It may have been EJ wrote it that they made a conscious effort. They knew it was going to be a tough game. Patullo said at his conference, and they were trying to purposely avoiding anything that would put the ball at risk because they said one turnover would change the game,
and it did, right?
Yeah,
one turnover changed the game,
right?
So, if for the
but
positive,
is that playing fearful or smart?
Smart.
All right,
against that defense, smart. Again, with the personnel you have, certain deficiencies that you have, it is what it is. I mean, again, I don't know. I look at it. They're gonna have their nights when they put up, 40 and they look great, and Saquon goes for. He'll have a 200-yard game, and then Jalen will have a game where they're working all. He looks great and throws for 260.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll do that.
Yeah,
he's just not going to do that on the reg. Like,
maybe week 5 is that the Giants week 5?
Giants defense pretty good. I know Dallas put up a lot of points
6.
again, but
yeah, how does that?
But they're front.
Since you said that, and now I'm thinking about it, it's stuck in my head right now. It's like, how did Russ put up all those points?
Yeah. All right, lots to get to. We'll chop it up with EJ. The Brain will join us. Mike SIelski from the Inquirer. Love Mike. And the Geek.
Oh, the
little fantasy action.
The Hornet.
The Hornet. He does look like a bug. He's the best. Lots to get to. Let's talk about some of our friends, shall we? How about some Xfinity? Look, we love to congregate over the weekend, watch football, right? Some college, obviously all NFL, birds, the whole nine. When you do that, you got to pick the right house. Don't go to VG's house.
No.
All right? You don't want to go there. It's a great house, but you don't want to go there to watch football. He claimed he was a big fan, but you go there, you'll be fan-fished. That's just it.
We listen to music. We don't watch a lot of TV.
Right. You listen to the Beatles.
There's no Green Day.
Right. It's the do yourself a favor. Get Xfinity. Tell your friend, VG, get Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. You can find the best games, your favorite teams all in one place. The way you watch, next level. Perfect fan flex. All right. Action right in my living room. Plus, Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. Oh, my God. It's so crystal clear. Looks like you're at the stadium. That's the feel of it. You could have 4 games going on at once because you can. The other day, college football, I had 4 games going on. It was the best. Get real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. VG. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply.
You know who never fails me? It's the fine folks over at Golden Nugget Jewelers.
That's your own.
Your
own.
You've been doing it 30 years.
Okay.
30 years. Golden Nuggets.
Philly gets engaged.
It is. They've operated out of the same location, the very same one in the heart of Philly, 8th and Chestnut, for 30 years, dude.
Yeah.
So customers all across
Jewelers Row.
Yes. Customers from all across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and even Baltimore, New York City, they come to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement
Everybody
ring
sees your own.
or wedding band. And it's the time, man.
Well, this is engagement.
If you got a special pagan in your life who might want to get engaged around the Halloween, a little trick or treat, what better treat?
Did you get engaged to Halloween?
No, Thanksgiving. And I got married on a bye week. And she agreed to marry me on an Eagles bye week in October.
They both came out of caskets.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Andrew, you can see it.
They emerged from the fog.
Yes.
But it's
yes.
trick or treat season. There's no better treat than an engagement ring. You know, you got Thanksgiving. I did on Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year's and you
It's
don't.
the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl of engagement.
Yes.
Is what? Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. And you don't want to procrastinate. You don't want to do it last minute. You want to think it out, get it under control, get ahead of it.
Autumn is for love.
It is for love. So the Golden Nuggets got a staff. They're highly trained, dedicated to providing a personal shopping experience, super knowledgeable. When we were down there, they explained all kinds of stuff to me about clarity and cut and all that stuff. They got a vast selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, along with high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, everything you would want. If you receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase, so it's shining, Golden Nugget Jewelers right there, 8th and Chestnut since 1987. You deserve an expert and the best price. Golden Nugget Jewelers. That's where Philly gets engaged. Visit Golden Nugget Jewelry today to learn more.
.com.
And then while we're at it, I just want to bring up the whole, this is the month of giving at the Big Brothers Big Sisters Foundation. Trying to find my little graphic here that I have for it because we want to show you how important it is to get involved. Big Brothers Big Sisters is a great organization. You can do a little to be big. Just giving a little bit of money to this fundraiser. As you can see at the bottom.
Do us a favor. It's such a great cause. In fact, our Joey, right? Our Joey, love Joey. His dad is on the board. His dad, Joe Marone's on the board of Big Brothers Big Sisters, and he was a big. In fact, Joe's little is Joey's uncle, like, family, like you live with him, right? It was that big a deal. It saved his life. And now Joe's little works with him at the law firm.
Yeah, and he's doing amazing. And shout out Brian, I love him. He's been my uncle ever since I was born. And
and that's because your father got involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters and helped shape the life.
Yeah, and
it's a great cause.
Great cause.
Great cause. So if you want to get involved, there's a little fundraiser button on the bottom of our YouTube page, as you can see underneath the show. Click on that, and you can add a little donation. A little goes a very, very long way.
Love it. Love it. All right, let's get to it. On the Xfinity guest line, E.J. Smith. Good morning, my good brother.
What's going on, guys?
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm getting a little heat, not a lot of heat, but a little heat on this Beatles take. So I'm
well deserved.
We shouldn't lead with that, but I just wanted to say
you gotta say that till the end. He's gonna get all.
Yeah, I got some support, but getting a little
start
heat.
with music.
Yeah. Yes, I will.
I know.
Brother Father.
I know.
We're here to talk football.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep your music. All right, to the side.
We do have a poll going on in chat because of EJ, by the way. There is a poll going on.
I'm a loser. I just want to talk football. I got EJ. Don't waste
That
my
doesn't
time.
make you a loser. Yeah.
EJ. All right, brother. Let's get to it. There's mass panic in the streets over over the offense. Certain members of the organization probably are not happy right now with the offense. They have a lot of money. There's 8 Pro Bowlers on that side of the ball. What did you think of Kevin of Petullo yesterday? And what have you discerned of the problems with the offense?
Yeah, Kevin Petullo yesterday, the sense I got from him was that they chased big plays early in the game. They chased the explosives for the first couple drives. Fran had a really nice breakdown of the first drop back where A.J. Brown was open down the field. As the game progressed, I think that they got more and more conservative, and Kevin Petullo talked about the fact that, one big mistake was probably going to decide the game. He wanted to avoid that mistake on the offensive side, so they got less and less aggressive against, and obviously Steve Spagnuolo, the amount of blitzes he spent also factored into their decision to just be safer with the football. So, I think it's a case of like styles make fights. There are games where the Eagles passing game is going to need to be explosive, to be able to put up big points. I think they realized they weren't in for that type of game, and they had to grind it out. Now, do they need to be better? Absolutely. They need to, there are going to be games where they're going to need more from their perimeter players. But again, the sense I got from Kevin Patullo was he didn't think that this was that game.
Yeah, I agreed. Quite frankly, I mean, you could see the tenor of the game. I mean, every game is its own organism and has a feel to it. And that was going to be a slog. It was going to be a slugfest. I mean, both coaches were in it. I thought Andy struggled. Andy's call, early, the first drive of the second half. I mean, if you're going to go for it, then you would have to sneak Mahomes. But a play that took that long to develop on a kind of misdirection inside run, I didn't see that. Eagles got penetration, were able to stop it. But offensively, I do think you missed Goedert really,
absolutely.
really. Like, there were two plays that were glaring. First play of the game, AJ's open. And
Grant misses the block.
Right.
Yeah.
There was another play where Saquon goes to the house if Calcaterra makes a block. So, and Goedert's so good at sealing the edge. He's great in the run game. He's great in 12 personnel. Like, there's a lot of that you miss when Goedert's hurt.
Yeah, and I was even thinking about this, like, part of the reason that I don't think the explosive plays were there for them, and part of the reason that Spags blitzed them so much, is how often they found themselves behind the sticks. How often they were in those third and long situations, because the run game was solid. Like, it wasn't a bad day for the run game, but they did find themselves with a few negative runs that kind of, again, put them behind schedule and opened up the opportunity for Spags to get creative and be aggressive with those blitzing situations. I've heard so many times with how often the Eagles have struggled with the blitz over the last few years, like, well, how do you counteract an aggressive defensive coordinator with an exotic pressure package? You stay ahead of them. You stay ahead of the sticks. You get into third and manageable so that they can't just send all out pressure in a known pass situation. So yeah, I think that Goedert's, there are layers to the types of things that he offers to the offense. You can just look at how much Grant Calcaterra struggled in the run game and obviously in pass pro on that first play. I thought it was ironic, like, when they were in 12 personnel for most of the game, they were running away from the tight ends. They'd motion Granson across the formation to manipulate the linebackers and then go the other way. It's really like telling that's where we are with the Eagles tight ends at this point, that you're better off running away from them than running toward the strong side of the formation.
Yeah, I actually liked it when Latu was in the game.
Yeah, no, he brings something. The Fran's have been teasing me. He's like, he thinks that I'm like a concussion uncle because I just love the fullback. But to me, it's even beyond that. It's just like, you watch him on that one block that he had, and that was probably the best block of the game. You just need a guy in there who can do the dirty work. You need a guy who's going to have his hair on fire and try to take somebody's head off. That's what you want with this Eagles run game. So no, I want to see more of him, whether it's at H-back, fullback, or tight end, just because, like, the thing is, we talked about this with like the 6 offensive linemen too, like bringing Fred Johnson on the field at times. There are times where other teams know that the Eagles are going to run the ball. When the Eagles go in pistol, it's obvious that they're going to run the ball. Lean into it. Just the reason that it hasn't mattered
just because
times,
teams know it doesn't mean you can't do it.
Right,
like
exactly.
Last year's case in point, you were able to do it. I also thought, EJ, like, Spags showed a lot of different things. Like, he didn't just pressure. Sometimes he showed single high pressure and then he back out of it. Like, he called it. Like, I know the guy well, and the guy's really good, and he had a rhythm going. Like, I thought he messed with Jadon a little bit.
Yeah, no, there were a couple times in my notes where I did take note of the fact that they rotated the safeties late, whether it was they showed too high pre-snap and rotated down to a single high look. And there were some times where you could tell there were some of the checkdowns from Jalen that you could tell they had a play dialed up for 2 high safeties or single high safeties, and the result was nothing got open downfield. I think one of those screen grabs that was going around on social media where nobody was open was a case where they rotated the safeties. So it is funny. And as we talk about whether or not this is a long-term concern, a 2023 concern, like, I do think it's important to remember that, like, the Eagles have Matt Eberflus, Steve Spagnuolo, and Todd Bowles. It's 3 of their first 4 games. Like, there's going to be some unique challenges in there. Now, they've got a talented offense and they need to be able to figure this stuff out, especially come playoff time. You're going to be playing against good coordinators, good defenses that can do creative things. But this was like definitely a pressure test early in the season. And I do think while, again, the passing game needs to be better, it is understandable to keep that context in mind.
So, one of the things that I think it's not a 2023 situation is because this defense is so good. They didn't have that defense in 2023. This is a defense. It's like having a true ace or two aces on a baseball team where it's going to stop any kind of slide. That defense is that good.
Yeah, and the other thing that the biggest reason I can't get there with the 2023 comparisons, this time last year even, I would have been more sympathetic to that point of view. I would have been more understanding just because of the fact Jalen Hurts had 4 turnovers in 2 games last season. He's got none this season. And I was looking at his turnover-worthy plays on PFF this morning, and he had 6 turnover-worthy plays in the first 2 weeks of last season. He has 1 this season. I think it was probably when he fumbled the ball against the Chiefs on that first series. So I think the fact that they're so turnover-averse is another big reason why I just don't think that the 2023 comparison really holds a lot of water because, you're right. They can lean on their defense. And I think that the Eagles have learned in the last few seasons that, like, that managing games, like, minimizing risk, I think Bo put it well. Like, it's lowering the variance with the offense and with these games. They're talented enough to beat most teams. Even a Chiefs team at Arrowhead Stadium in a hostile environment, they have the talent to win that game if they don't make the costly mistakes that we've seen them make in the 2023 season. So I think that is a big difference between this team in the 2023 season. But yeah, I mean, the defense as well. I mean, like that 2023 defense, they weren't tackling well, they weren't fundamentally sound, they were terrible on third down. Like, you wouldn't say any of those things about this year's team.
No, I mean, God, EJ, I love this team. I love watching them play football, man. I mean, they're so physical. They're such great open field tacklers. I mean, look at the play that Makuba makes, right? Like,
yeah,
it was to get the first. Like, if you watch it, he's got an angle. Hollywood Brown's got an angle to get the first down. Ultimately, It was the 4th and 1 stop, but he's got an angle, and Makuba gets there and just makes a textbook tackle to kind of push him back and hold him from getting the extra yards, the extra lean and wiggle for the first down.
Yeah, the first thing I thought about when I saw it was that the Eagles safety coach, Joe Casper, literally, I don't know if you've seen the clips of this guy getting tackled in practice. Like, this is a coach that, like, he holds a pad and just lets every single player on the defense just tackle him into the pad. And I talked to him about it last year, and he's like, it doesn't hurt as bad as you think. Like, and if they tackle me the right way, it doesn't feel like anything. So, I just think about how much the team cares about the fundamentals nowadays, and that's a Fangio thing. I think that this defense is a lot different than it was 2 years ago. I think that is a big reason why that 2023 comparison is just not something I'm really going in for.
Good, you look runnerish.
No, I just wanted to talk to. I want to go back to the offense for a second, if I could.
Yeah.
So I always thought, like, against a blitz, like a slant is a good call against a blitz. So I guess there's stats going out. AJ Brown's routes 30% were slants against the Chiefs. And in the last 2 games, he's had almost 50% slants and in-breaking routes. And it's gotten to the point where Ocho Cinco's chiming in. And he's saying, basically, my God, would you give A.J. Brown some routes that aren't underneath and slants? Give him something deep. Why do you think he's getting a predominant of in-breaking and slant routes? Man, and when you see him talk, and I love A.J. Brown. I do not think he's ever a problem. But it sounds like he could be a little frustrated when he's answering questions. He doesn't. Something's a little off, and I'm just wondering why all these underneath routes for him.
No, I think it's fair to say that he's frustrated. I mean, it's understandable that he's frustrated with the way the passing game has looked. I think in general, like the route concepts and the limited variety of routes really does kind of speak to something that I think Kevin Patullo is getting a lot of blame for. But this is really just been the Eagles offense. This is like, makes me think of like it's going to look the way that Jalen Hurts wants it to look from last year. He said that up at the podium. Like, there is a limited menu of passing concepts that the Eagles go through each game, and I do think that there's a nature of it being repetitive or predictable. And, at times, like, I thought Fran had a good point in his film review where, like, at times that's not necessarily a bad thing. You want to, like, the fact that a defense feels like they know what you're going to run, sometimes that sets up a really impactful counterpunch at some point. But the upshot of that is that the Eagles offense can be predictable. And when they're stagnant, it's easy to look at it and go, you see teams all across the NFL scheme guys open. You see so many offensive coordinators that do more with less when it comes to, on their perimeter talent, receiver cores, just offenses in general. The fact that the Eagles are so simplistic, I think, kind of leans into how talented they are, for better or worse. So I'm not here to tell you that.
It also leans into EJ. It leans into Jalen. Like,
yeah.
Jalen is who he is.
Right.
I think there's this kind of misconception that we need to view it through the eyes of stats and fantasy football and everything else. Well, that's not who he is. That's not how he likes to play. That's not could he have big games down the field? Yeah, he can have big games down the field. Like, he throws a really nice deep ball. But those, 18-yard dig routes, like, that's not his strength. Like, and he doesn't like to be under center and play action and that sort of thing. Like, there's different types of, when you're looking at what Greg LaFleur does in Green Bay, or what McVay does with the Rams, right? What those guys do, McConnell with the Vikings, it's a different type of quarterback.
Yeah, no, and I think that it's like, it is overly simplistic at times, and I think that the reality is, though, that he's won so much. It's like, it's hard to argue with the end results. Yeah, so it's unconventional. There are times where it definitely leaves something to be desired, because you do see other teams that do such cool stuff to get guys open. And the only thing I want to say is, like, I do wonder, we talked about AJ being frustrated. The only way that this goes off the rails at this point to me is if those guys get overly frustrated. Like, you think about that inflection point from last season after the Carolina game where, there was clearly tension, and that could have gone the other way. In 2023, it probably would have gone the other way. I think that how they manage that is going to be important to watch the next couple weeks, because I'll be honest, I feel like I can already tell you, 2 weeks from now, when they go down to Tampa, like, it's not going to look amazing. Like, the offense is not going to. I looked at some of those blitz packages that Todd Bowles had on Monday night. I mean, and I'm just sitting there thinking, they're not going to have good answers for these. I've seen this movie too many times before. So I think this is going to take a couple weeks. It took a couple weeks last season, and how they come out of it, I think, is going to be a really big turning point for the season either way.
Yeah, dude, I think you're dead right about this thing. Like. And ultimately, what is it like? All the eye candy in the world, it looks pretty and the highlights and all, but they win. Like, there is a grit to them. They win tough games. They're tougher than teams. They grind you out. And Jalen's right when he's like, we won the bleeping game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is right about that. And we can say what we want about, well, there's going to be a point in time where you need to throw it. All right. Well, again, they won the Super Bowl. Like,
they showed it last year, right? The straitjacket came off and they won the Super Bowl. So they've earned a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. I understand, like, we're dealing with a small sample size, and some of the stats are crazy. The fact that he hasn't completed a pass between 10 and 19 yards, he's the only quarterback to take a drop back and not do that. It is crazy. But at the same time, it's like, they're 2-0. They've won how many games in a row when Jalen's finished the game? It's hard to really. It's hard to nitpick that when they've kind of earned that benefit of the doubt with their ability. I said this to Bo, and I actually want to hear what you guys think about this. Like, kind of feels like one of those NBA playoff teams, right? Where it's like you kind of get through the regular season with the layups and the threes. You just kind of are, an analytical based team. You're just trying to survive the regular season, and then once the postseason comes around, you change it up. You're a little bit, the urgency's there, and you kind of expand your menu of what you do. You start hitting the mid-range jumpers. You start to, be able to win an ISO. It's stuff like that. I feel like there's a little bit of a component with this team with that. We talked about the pass game all last season, and then in the most important games, it showed up. So I do wonder if there's a little bit of an element of, like, the straitjacket comes off for Jalen when he needs to take it off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like your analogy.
Seems like he likes the straitjacket.
I think this is kind of, but Pittsburgh, the way they went, press man on you. I thought he was on the money, but he's never going to be the dude. Like, it's not surprising that he's the only quarterback that hasn't completed a pass between 10 and 19 yards because that's not. He doesn't use the middle of the field. Like that's not their strong suit. The tight end seam route or the dig route, like that's not. They don't deploy that. They're outside guys.
Yeah, I think that's where like those AJ Brown out routes could really be the answer for now. I mean, we've seen Jalen have success outside the numbers, but yeah, I mean, again, it's a limited menu of passing concepts that they're dealing with. I don't think that every single offensive coordinator that has come through the door loves Hank. I don't think that they love that concept where the tight end is over the center on a curl route. Like, I don't think that this is an offensive coordinator thing. I think this is like, what are the concepts that Jalen has read a million times that he's comfortable reading, that he's going to want to go to. I think that that's a lot more of it.
I mean, I remember Kellen Moore was frustrated early. Like there was frustration into, how, what he could actually run with this team. But again, who cares, man? He's winning games, man. He's quarterback's a winner, so it doesn't matter. Right? Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, what's Goedert's status?
We'll see. We'll see if he's out there on practice. I'd be surprised if he's
I don't think
there,
he's back this week. I just want him back for Tampa.
Yeah. No, I mean that would be huge with all the pressure stuff that Bowles has. He'd be big. He'd be big for that week. But yeah, I'm kind of like I said, I'm not optimistic about this week. I'm with you on that one.
I was talking to somebody this morning, and we were talking about this situation, and I was saying, I was just throwing flowers on the defense. And the person said, yeah, don't forget, we're also a really good special teams team. We're defense and special teams. And I was like, oh, yeah, man, you're right. Like coverage-wise, Elliott looks great. I mean, they're buttoned up special teams.
Yeah, you think about some of those guys who didn't earn big roles on the defense, like Keely Ringo and obviously Sidney Brown getting phased out a little bit now. Like those guys are like special teams demons, those are like exactly what you want on special teams. So I think, they're a young team, they're an athletic team, and that definitely, and Michael Clay deserves credit for what he's done with that group. But yeah, they definitely have some talent to work with, even if it's not necessarily guys who are big on defense.
Yeah. What's the deal today? 2:00?
Yeah, it's Rich and Jamie today, but I'll be on so I can give you guys an update from the practice field.
You're the man, EJ. Go ahead.
I will just say this. When you think about the Beatles, EJ, I get what you're saying. The guitar tones sound dated, but they help change the way rock guitar tones sound.
Oh, for sure. I'm not arguing that.
So from the White Album,
the way the guitar players play guitar, but he's not timeless.
They're timeless from the White Album on. And you brought up, I think, Marvin Gaye. R&B hasn't really changed that much. R&B, when Marvin Gaye's doing it. Yeah, but you could
say that Marvin Gaye changed R&B too. So there are formative artists, like pioneers in their genres, but timeless is a different thing to me. It's not necessarily like the production quality. It's more about could somebody write that song today, play that song that way, and you would just go, yeah, that makes sense that came out today. I don't feel like there are some Beatles songs like that, but not most of them don't sound like that to me.
Second half, I think I would disagree. The later half of their career, yes. And I'm not even a big Beatles guy. I go Stones over Beatles.
Yeah, neither am I. Yeah, I was getting flack for saying Zeppelin over the Beatles yesterday, but
they're just Zeppelin are thieves, overrated thieves. In my opinion.
But they're still a good band.
To me, that is like one of the most talented bands ever formed. Like it's hard to pick who's the most talented in that band because they all have claims for being the best at their instrument.
All right, that's enough. We've reached our quota.
Yeah, I'm about to leave.
He's got our chat in a stir.
People got to stop saying I don't know music. I know music. I listen to a lot of music.
You play guitar. I know you.
Yeah,
know music.
I am a music guy. We can disagree on some music things. It's subjective. It's art.
You're a music guy in my eyes, EJ.
Yeah.
All right. I'm an R&B man myself, so
Oh, exactly. Yeah, same.
All right, bro. All right, good.
All right, guys.
Good talking to you. Safe, Val.
Yeah,
here he is, EJ. I love this. I feel like such a. At this point, I already know what I don't know, and I just go, all right. Like I accept it. I don't know pop culture. I don't know music. I don't know, fix it. I don't know. I know very
Did you
little.
grow up
things.
with like? Did your grandparents have music on in the house and stuff, or no?
I like you know, I like my
You
heart.
come home, you put music on and relax. No,
No.
You write the music?
No.
No.
Once in a while. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Once in a while, there's a couple, like I'm a Chili Peppers fan, right?
Okay.
So
There you go.
there are times when I'll get in that mode,
Yeah.
right? And I like the 90s stuff, like that grind. You know, I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of
I
that
got
stuff.
it.
But I'll do some of that. But I usually don't write to anything. I don't like any noise.
Wow.
I like quiet.
Like I like whatever I'm trying to
I
in my
can't have
writing. I'll put
any-
on music similar to that.
Oh,
When
yeah.
I write, I just want 2:00 in the morning, and I have a coffee that's this big, and I just lock in.
Nice.
Yeah, I could sit down with a nice glass and put on some music and just sit there and chill.
Nah,
I
yeah,
love
my
that.
cousin's like that. He's a big music guy. He'll do that. All right, hey, there's a survey. I need to chat for a second because we're going to ask you to take a survey. We're always trying to get better here. Listen, PHLY, All City, we're a startup, right?
Yep.
Like this is what we do. And we're trying to, the media's changing rapidly. We think we're in the forefront of something. We're trying to do different creative content pieces. So we need your help to figure out what we could do better.
Little feedback.
All right? Let us know what you like,
Yeah.
any ideas. We want you to take this survey.
What you want more of, what you don't like, all that stuff.
You know, do us your favorite, and you get a chance to win a gift card just by doing it. But we want to hear your voice. We really do. It's a big piece, it's a very big piece of this thing as we're building it. All right?
Yeah. Help us get better.
So we appreciate it. Take the survey. Now, joining us on the Xfinity guest line, the Brain.
Brain. Red, the Brain Finder.
La Brain. What do you say, buddy?
Good morning to you guys. How are you?
My man. Looking good. All right, let's get to it, man. Early looks, NFL. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, obviously, big game here in Philadelphia is the Rams Eagles game. I did bet the Rams on the open. I thought the line was too high. I still think the line's too high, by the way. I think it's going to close at 3. You could still get 3.5. I thought the line was a stone cold 3. So I actually do like the Rams in this spot. I think this line is, still a half point too high. It should be a good game, though. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it should be very close, a very hard-fought game. I think it's going to be similar to the Chiefs game last week. I think it's going to be very tough, like just come down to the end, who makes the plays. Again, both the Eagles games came down to basically the last play, the first 2 weeks.
Right.
I see no reason why this game's not going to be the same kind of battle.
What about the idea of Barkley having success in both games against the Rams? Saquon was able to have big days.
Yeah, he certainly did. I mean, he was absolutely spectacular against them. The only thing I would say about that is maybe, and I use the word, maybe, is because of just how crazy the success has been, they're going to try to do something to counteract that at least a little bit to not get absolutely destroyed by him again. So I would just be surprised if he was able to run for that kind of way again. But he's obviously a good enough player to be able to do it again. But I just think this can be a very close game, go down to the end, 50-50 kind of battle. And I just like taking that extra half point because I think it's still a half point too high.
So some interesting games. The Chiefs and the Giants Sunday night. And
Yeah.
I know you'll be all over the
Chiefs.
Giants, right?
Yeah, I mean, Anthony, I'm kind of like a book that you already know the ending to. But I am on the Giants. But it's funny, the Giants. So that loss that they had on to the Cowboys to me was just one of the most deflating losses I've ever seen a team lose in the regular season that I can recall. I mean, that was just one of the a bad loss. So I do think there's maybe a part of it where it just may be hard to come back from that kind of game because they just had. I can't even tell you how much things went against them. They should have won that one. The Chiefs, so Anthony, again, they're to win by margin with the Chiefs, we've seen it even when they've been in their Super Bowl years, Anthony. They struggle to win by margin, right? Even when they're winning the Super Bowls, where they go like 12 straight games, I think, without covering a game before, or something like that. And they didn't win one game by more than one score, like almost for the entire season. So yeah, am I looking to lay 6.5 points with a team that can't win by that many points? No, I'm not. I think it's gonna be a tough game. I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm absolutely on the Giants side. Yes.
Yeah, the Monday night game I can't wait for. Lions Ravens, dude.
That's
a great game.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to be an awesome one. Take
Yeah,
the Lions
it's
out
interesting.
of the dome, though. They're a different team.
Anthony, I agree with you. And look, I remember, I just remember I think it was 2 years ago. I don't think it was last year, or maybe it was last year. No, I guess it couldn't have been. But I remember that they played Lions Ravens. I remember the Ravens just destroyed them.
Yes.
Like I'm talking like
Yeah.
took them to the woodshed, like 45-0 kind of game. Like it was something really, really bad. So
yeah, it was 2 years ago.
to me, I kind of just remember they really struggled to stop Lamar. So even though the line's not cheap, I think it's we're sitting at looking at the right now on the Bet Park site, it's -5, so it's not like a low line for a great team against Detroit. But I would struggle to fade the Ravens at home. They're just a team I just don't like going against unless I'm getting a real premium. Don't think I'm getting it here. So for me, it's Ravens or pass.
I'm intrigued by the Broncos versus the Harbaughs too. I think that'll be a good game.
Yeah, I did
Sunday.
bet this one. I just, it's funny. I thought this line should have been 3. I laid 2.5. I still think this line should be 3. Yeah, it's looking right now on the Bet Park sites. Yeah, it's still 2.5. To me, I just think this line should be 3. Again, I think I have the better team. I don't want to say at home because it's a very loose home field advantage, probably the worst in all of pro football. But I think I have the better team here. And by the way, guys, tell me if you agree. Herbert, to me, seems like he has moved it into that Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen class. You may tell me to shut up and I'm crazy, but through 2 games, to me, he's looked the part of the best player in the world, to me. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, I like Herbert, but I'm not going to bring it up.
All right.
Are you trying to troll our listeners on our chat right now?
I'm a big Herbert fan.
No.
I take heat because I like Herbert.
That's his favorite player in the league.
It's not, but
Who's mine?
I just recognize he's a terrific quarterback. I mean,
He's
built in a machine, a lab. Like if you're going to build a quarterback in a lab, you would build Herbert.
But plus, what's interesting this year, Anthony. Have you noticed? And I read, and I had his props the first 2 weeks over his rushing yards. They said they were going to make he insisted. He goes, I want to be more part of the running game. Dude, his athleticism was really shook me the most. I was like watching him, like,
dude, I know,
this guy,
I know.
He looked like Carl Lewis, but he
looked
looked very Josh Allen like to me when he was running the ball. He's that big size.
I can't talk about him because I get ripped in the chat.
Here you go, Brain. You just compared him to Mahomes.
Why? Wait. No, I always say show your work. Why would you get ripped?
Here you go.
Why?
Here's live feedback from our listeners. You said he's getting into Mahomes range. Fit Dad CEO, very smart individual. Through 2 games, laughing emoji. Are you joking right now, Brain?
I said through 2 games. I said through 2 games. I didn't say. I'm just saying he's looked. Listen, you got to be a day ahead versus a day late on this stuff. To me, I've seen a different Justin Herbert than I've seen in the past. Now, again, I think it was 3 years ago. He threw 48 touctouchdowns and 5 interceptions.
And listen, he's with a good coaching staff. I mean, it's not.
He's with a good coaching staff.
Understand?
And he's probably his 5th, 6th year now, or whatever it is. I mean, this should be his prime. I think he's great. I think he's absolutely spectacular. I think that. I think
you're right.
If you want to be a hater,
we can't say it.
Yeah.
Let's go college.
Let's see if the laughs, Anthony, keep going at the end of the year. Okay, is that fair? Let's see these same people. I'll be here. I'll take the medicine. I do not think you'll be laughing.
Here you go.
Anthony,
Herbert is the James Harden of the NFL.
No,
Hall of Famer.
Stop. Oh, stop it. Oh, you're going to drag me in. I'm trying to be quiet. Brain,
Yes,
Nebraska versus your Michigan squad. Now it's a big week in Lincoln. I know that for a fact because Matt and I did the show, and it's all about Michigan and Nebraska. This is a good game, man. Who you like? 2.5.
Yeah.
You always got a good read on Michigan.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I'm waiting for this game to hopefully go to 3, and I will bet Nebraska for sure if it gets to 3. I expect this game to be very close, very tight, like a very, lower scoring kind of game. I think the total is around 45, 46 right now. But I think this is going to be a 50-50 kind of game. Lean Nebraska to win it. I think it's going to be really close. If I get 3, it's absolutely going to be a play for me.
Yeah.
It's still sitting at 2.5. I want that extra half point because in a game like this, I think this is going to be 24.
Like this one matters.
17.
Like this one matters to them. They all matter, but
oh yeah,
but
and I don't think this is a great Michigan team.
Like the other day, he was like, "When we win, he's
love it.
He's feeling good." Hey, I like Auburn catching 6.5 against Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's funny, Anthony. I kind of think Auburn is a little underrated, and I kind of think Oklahoma is a little overrated.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you on that. The line right now on the Bet Park site, by the way, best line in the world, 7. That is the best line in the world, is taking 7. I think Auburn absolutely does merit a play taking 7. I was waiting for that to get to 7. Hadn't seen it. It's been 6.5 basically in the entire universe. It's now 7 at Bet Parks. I do recommend an Auburn play there. I think that this will be a close game. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they win the game outright, by the way.
And I like that Texas Tech squad.
Texas Tech, it's funny. They had such a great
good.
Portal, off season. I did bet them to win their conference. Now, great game this week against Utah. Utah didn't look quite as great last week. Yeah, I think Texas Tech's the best team in that conference. I do. I think Texas Tech will win as an underdog. They're getting 3. I am hoping it goes to maybe 3.5, but I actually think they're going to win the game outright in a close game.
All right, last thing while we have it, Phillies. All right, because the hottest team in baseball, baby, they are flexing 15-4 since the trip to Citi Field. They're beating good teams. They get no hit through 5 innings, come back and put a 9 spot up. I mean, how you feeling about October with the Fightins?
Well, again, it's obviously it's wonderful that they're playing this well. But Anthony, again, as I always say, this is the regular season, and then it's come down to the postseason.
But I agree with you. But you're playing hot now, though.
You're playing hot, which is important
now, and winning in late innings and getting contributions from everybody. Sure. I think that travels to October.
I think that's fair, Anthony. But the one thing I just think that, in my opinion, I just can't just say, okay, no big deal. I just can't do it. Losing the best pitcher in the world, I can't just say, not a big deal. I can't do it. I can't. And to me, what made them so great was they had a guy that I probably would have taken over to me, he was like a Kurt Schilling kind of guy, like 8 innings, postseason. I trusted him more than anyone, more than Schoolboy. Anyone you want to say, I would say just he's a horse. I don't think you just say, all right, he's out, next man up. I just think that's a big ask. Hopefully they can do it. I'm rooting like heck for them, Anthony. If they had him, I think they would be the top choice. Without him, I just can't quite get there because I just think there's that spot in that games. Not having him for multiple games in the series, I just think it's a huge loss.
All right. Here, Brain,
like crazy.
I'm getting text now, Brain. People want you to get up to the plate. They want you to make a large bet on Justin Herbert for MVP award winner this year at plus 800.
Plus 800, no thanks. No thanks. Plus 800. I did bet him at 25 to 1 though before the year.
You
but
bet
plus
what?
800, I'm not going to do. I did bet him at 25 to 1. He was not a big bet, but that was the one guy I did take.
He bet him already.
I made a small.
He put his money where his mouth is.
And I bet, and the only team I bet in the AFC.
He's jaded. He's looking through the world with Herbert glasses, A-Bear glasses.
I bet one team, VG. I bet one team to win the Super Bowl in the AFC. The only team I bet was the Chargers.
All right.
Hey, listen, he's
and I bet them to win the division. So that was the team in the AFC. The Vikings.
I think I told you to bet him to take him to win a division because I told you I like the Chargers to win a division.
Stand up,
just to
Brad. Are
me
you wearing
this year,
khakis? You got khakis
Heck
on?
no.
You got hardball khakis on today?
no. I mean,
He's a Michigan
listen.
guy too. He's all jaded. He's a Michigan guy too.
I'll let you go on this
He
note.
knows football.
And by the way,
this should be a
I'm gonna let you go
disclaimer.
on this
I'm a
note. I'm gonna let you go on this
Michigan
note. Two
khaki
things,
wearing
Anthony.
guy.
He's been eating Krispy
Two
Kreme
things,
all
two things.
morning.
Yeah, he wakes
He's
up
got
every
the-
morning.
Two
Who's
things.
got it better than Brain?
Yeah, he's got glaze all over his
Actually,
fingers.
nobody's got it better than Brain. He should.
There
say
you
that.
go. All right. Two things now that you guys are on. One, I see my man Mike SIelski on top. I need that rematch. Love Mike. He's a Hall of Famer. Total respect. I want that rematch though. Second, I always say this in life to these guys texting you right now, VG, in the chat room. We have a choice to be right or to be consistent. Tell them to stop being consistent and to be right like Anthony.
Thank you, Brain. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right?
We'll
All right,
talk to you tomorrow. See you, pal.
Brain.
There he
Be good,
is,
guys.
the Brain, brought to us by the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Yes, and he's right. The great Mike SIelski, one of my faves, coming up next. First, let's God bless you. First, let's let's take care of some business. All right, Brain, Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app brings us the Brain. Tonight's series finale. What do we got there, VG? Phil's Dodgers. Where are they at?
The Phils are plus 125. Dodgers minus 148. Who's on the mound?
Snell's pitching for them.
Oh, Snell's one of those 5 innings guys. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, as soon as
But
that
then
bullpen
they
comes
bang
in.
the bullpen.
So let the Dodgers, here's how you play. You let
Live
the Dodgers
betting.
get up.
You can do live betting on the Bet Park app.
Get the Phils at good odds.
Big dog. They'll be trailing 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1, 3-0.
Going into the 6th.
100%.
And then you play the Phillies plus 480.
Yes.
And they win the game.
Yes. I also got a little Champions League parlay today.
Oh, yeah? What do you got?
I know our boys fired up.
I am.
I'm going to go with his boys today.
There you go.
They're too much of a favorite, so I got a parlay. I'll go Liverpool with over 2.5 goals, and it's minus 115.
You like that?
I like that.
Yeah?
I like that.
They're going to score 3. They're going to score 3 goals?
Alexander Isak's first game. Let's go.
Who they got?
They're playing Atletico Madrid.
All right.
So the little brother of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they give up? Do they leak? Are they leaky?
They can leak.
All right.
Yeah. They
They
could be
can leak.
leakers.
Take it. I like it. All right. Check it out. Liverpool. Everything's on the Bet Park Sportsbook, whether it's Champions League, football, college football, baseball, hockey's coming, basketball's coming, all there. Make sure you download the app, and it's all there. There's slots. There's always another way to win on the Bet Parks Sportsbook online casino app. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Going to be 21. BetParks.com has all the details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let me ask you a question. Are you craving the perfect snack?
So I know the perfect snack.
The perfect snack to satisfy your hunger and provides the right amount of protein?
I know it. I became addicted to Righteous Felon jerky.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. Double fit. You got a bag in each hand. Just shovel them in your mouth.
I love it. And by the way, it's the greatest. I was never a jerky guy. I never really had it, right? I was always just kind of like, whatever. This Righteous Felon jerky is tender. Like, it's delicious. All the flavors. I like the habanero. They have the teriyaki.
I love they got a nice turkey one for people like me.
The OG Hickory was one of my favorites.
Delicious.
Yeah.
So good.
They have the bags and the sticks.
Yeah.
And you know who's my Anthony loves it. So now he's got the itch, right? He's 15. He's squatting 400 pounds.
Whoa.
Right? He's like, Daddy, I got a new high, 400 pounds. So, like, he's all about protein. Like, the other day, we were driving back from football, and he's like, Daddy, how much protein do I need to be in my diet every day? I said, your intake should be about 140 to 150 grams. And he's like, all right. And he's going through everything he eats. And he's like, I got that. I love that Righteous Felon jerky, man, because it's great snack.
Yes.
Right? It's all protein. It's amazing. And it's so tasty. And the beauty is you have some jerky, right? Like you're satisfied.
Oh, and you don't feel like bloated or weighed down or
You
sluggish.
you feel satisfied.
Mhm.
You know, with other snack foods,
Yeah.
it triggers that thing in you where you're going to keep eating.
Yeah, it's that whole insulin spike.
Yeah, it's not good. The jerky is great for you, and it's tasty.
Yes.
Righteous fellas.
So they're based out of Exton. They started at an apartment in Downingtown. They've been doing meat snacks for you for over a decade, and they're the region's preeminent jerky brand. Packaging's fun, engaging. They got jerky sticks, and they got jerky and sticks that are sold in your favorite local retailers like Wawa. And right now they're running a 2 bags for $10. Best value you'll see anywhere for jerky right now. They're also at Costco, Giant, Royal Farms, thousands of other independent stores. And what's more, Righteous Felon helps fuel your favorite Philly athletes by working with nutritionists at each local pro sports team to provide jerky and sticks for players to eat before and after workouts.
It's the
and
best.
Refueling during games. So if Righteous Felon jerky and sticks are good enough for Phillies pro teams, they're good enough for you. Now,
Right.
if you're the kind of person who wants a deal and snacks delivered to your doorstep, you can order online at righteousfelon.com. Use the code PHLY20 for 20% off. They got all kinds of cool variety packs and bundles on the site. So it's also the perfect gift for that special meat snack lover in your life. Might have to send Baldy some. Again, the discount code is PHLY20 for 20% off your order. righteousfelon.com.
Get it.
$10 for 2 bags, by the way, is like an insane deal.
Yes.
Because like other jerky companies, $10 is just like the price of 1 bag.
Right.
Yes.
So like, yeah, that's crazy.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good for you. It's quality.
It's actually the best jerky.
It is.
I've
I gotta
probably
get
ever
some.
had.
The brain loves the jerky. I'm gonna get some from Mike. From Mike Seal. I gotta get some from Mike. All right. I can't wait to talk to him. There's so much to unpack. Phillies. All this Eagles talk. 2-0 and nobody's happy after a Super Bowl. Amazing. All right. We are spoiled. Here he is, the great Mike SIelski.
Here comes Mike SIelski.
There he is. What is it, my brother? You can't hear us? You're muted?
Huge jerky fan. Glad to join you guys.
I got to get you the Righteous Felon jerky, all right?
I am already intimately familiar. Every Saturday after I finish doing my show on WIP with Rob Ellis, on my way home, I pass by a Trader Joe's. I run in there. They have it. It's great. Total endorsement. It is a perfect snack. VG's 100% right. Doesn't fill you up. Doesn't get your blood sugar spiking. Pure protein. Cannot endorse it highly enough.
I know. It's unbelievable. It's like satisfying. Like it's just delicious, man.
I love the fact that you guys went from the brain basically quoting Ralph Waldo Emerson, that, you know, foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds.
Yes.
Right to beef jerky. That was great.
And before that, it was the Beatles. And
EJ's dead to me. EJ's dead to me with his Beatles take. That's ridiculous. They're not timeless. Give me a break.
See, dude, it's a hot topic.
I don't know. I mean, I'm the musically stunted.
You listen to Revolver and you tell me that's not timeless. I'm gonna punch him in the head the next time I see him.
Yeah. Music's only good to score the movie. To give it a feel. That's why I like it. Well, my brother, so much to unpack. Let's start with the Phillies because I'm excited, man. I have to tell you, there's something going on. And you've been around, you know these teams. September matters. And they're 15-4 since that trip to Citi Field. And they're winning differently. Like last night, again, Ohtani throws 5 no-hit innings. And the next thing you know, they explode in the 6th. They beat up bullpens. They're getting contribution. This is without Trey Turner. This was without Bohm, right? We know about Wheeler. But they're doing this stuff with Kepler. They're doing this stuff with Otto, with Wilson. There's a little magic that's starting to brew.
You also forgot to mention the clubhouse guy who got all the players who played last night Advil, breakfast sandwiches, and Gatorade to get over the celebration from the night before. You got to shout out that guy as well. Yeah, they're doing the thing that everybody had been saying they needed to do in order to be a really, truly viable World Series contender, which is they are getting contributions, as you said, from people other than Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. That was the big fear, was that it was a top-heavy lineup, that no matter how well Zach Wheeler or Christopher Sanchez or Jesus Luzardo or anybody else might pitch, that the offense is going to go south in a playoff series because they're streaky. And if Schwarber isn't carrying you and Harper isn't carrying you, where's the offense going to come from? And now Brandon Marsh looks like a viable offensive player, a productive guy. I think we talked about it. I wasn't on with you last week, Anthony, but I might have talked about it with VG and Jamie about I love what Bader gives them, not just from a productivity standpoint, but from an attitudinal standpoint. They needed somebody or something that kind of loosened everything up in the right way. And it seems from a distance like he is that kind of personality, a little swagger to him that I think the clubhouse kind of needed. And yeah, this is the fun part. I say it all the time. This is the fun part. Try to separate the regular season from whatever's going to happen in the postseason. I know it's difficult to do, but just enjoy the fact that this team is going this well right now.
Yeah, it is. And it's a testimony to the manager who always gets beat up in this town.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, yeah, I get Wheeler in the World Series and there's you haven't won it. I understand, everybody goes through the same thing. Charlie went through he got beat up before he won. But the guy knows how to handle players. Like, the guy just understands how to handle a long baseball season and manage it. That's what a manager does, right? So he doesn't bail on Kepler. Everybody wanted him DFA'd. He didn't bail on those guys. He's pulled the right button, pushed the right buttons with all his players. Like, the guy knows his players. I love Topper. I have to tell you, I think the guy gets the short shrift here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think a manager has to be matched from a personality and, not to be repetitive, management standpoint to the team he has. Larry Bowa was a really, really terrific manager his first year with the Phillies because he had a young team that had been bad for a while and it needed to be kicked in the butt. So they went 86 and 76 with Bowa riding them every single day. And people look back at 2001 and say, oh, okay, like they surprised people that year. Within 4 years after they had brought on Jim Thome and Kevin Millwood and all these other veterans, Bowa's personality and his way of doing things didn't align with the guys in the clubhouse. Charlie was perfect for those teams from 07 to 2011 because they had leadership within the clubhouse to police things. Thompson is exactly the same way now. This is a management position. It's less about in-game decision-making than it is, can you keep a guy like a Max Kepler engaged and wanting to play hard even when things are going bad? Can you trust him to come back? That's what this is. Marathon, not a sprint, all of that. And it gets to what we've talked about a bunch, cuz too many people look at baseball in the same way they look at the NFL. You can't make hair trigger changes every time something doesn't go quite right in baseball. You have to let things ride out a while. And I think Thompson's really good at that.
I think it's also been impressive. He's had Castellanos take a platoon role basically without any headache in the locker room. And I feel like in another situation, he could be a problem in the locker room.
Yeah, and Schwarber and Harper absolutely, I'm sure, help in that regard too.
Yeah.
Schwarber's an incredible leader by all accounts in that clubhouse. But yeah, that's what a manager's there for. You have to have a certain kind of disposition based on whatever kind of team you have. Those Yankees teams from the late 90s into the 2000s probably don't work if Joe Torre isn't absorbing everything that comes down from George Steinbrenner and isn't managing the egos within that clubhouse with Jeter and Tino Martinez and Bernie Williams and the big names in there. And I think what you're seeing from Thompson's similar.
Yeah, that's it. We talk about in-game stuff. Listen, it's not hard to manage baseball in-game. Like, managing.
Not anymore. Like the pitcher doesn't bat.
Right.
What strategy is there that he has to determine? It's all about dealing with the personalities in the day-to-day.
Yeah. The biggest thing is managing your bullpen. And you get the guy a closer, and that takes care of itself.
Yeah, 100% right. It gets back to what I've talked about with respect to the Eagles last season, Anthony, which is we always frame a team's mental toughness strictly in terms of how do they get nervous in big moments? Do they need a moment? Or, how do they handle pressure situations? Do they get, do they allow it to overwhelm them? You know how you handle pressure moments? Sometimes you just have more talent than everybody else. And Duran is an example of that. You're not thinking about, is Duran choking in the 9th inning? You're just saying, maybe he should throw his 102-mile-an-hour fastball more often and lay off the knuckle curve a little bit. But that's it. Like, he has the ability to get through those moments. It's less about being mentally strong than it is just being an amazing closer.
Yeah.
That's why we're just talking Phillies and everything. John Middleton, there's a quote going out about him yesterday. I guess he was quoted as saying about David Robertson when Dombrowski brought up the idea of signing Robertson, and Middleton said, of course, Dave, there's no prospects we're giving up. There's no draft picks we're giving up. Of course we're going to do it. Money's easy. That's the easy part. You got to give props to Middleton too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. He's Diet George Steinbrenner. He's not going to let cost stand in the way.
Oh, what a great line. That's why you're a great columnist. You you're full of clever lines. Diet George Steinbrenner. I see it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to. Money is no object, and that's great. And it wasn't an object several years ago when they poured money into the infrastructure of the team while Matt Klentak was the general manager, and it hasn't really been an object in terms of acquiring players. And he wants that bleeping trophy back, and he's not going to let much stand in his way.
That's right. All right, let's go birds, because there's a lot to unpack. Birds. All right. The town is on 2023 watch, which I think honestly is overly emotional, not accurate. Yes. You don't have to worry about a collapse with this team. First of all, their defense is too good to have a collapse like that, like what transpired. I'll leave it to you to get it started. How do you view the offensive struggles?
I mean, there's predictability there. I think with a first-time offensive coordinator, more often than not, you're going to see what we've seen from Kevin Patullo so far, which is conservative, feeling his way, relying on A.J. Brown and Saquon Barkley and Devontae Smith to make plays. Hey, we should be able to run A.J. Brown on a slant 10 plays in a row because he's A.J. Brown. And I think you've got to give Patullo at least a little bit of time to make some adjustments and see what he can.
It's very obvious.
What do we got going on here?
What's very obvious?
I don't know. What is that?
Brain. It was Brain.
Brain just muted himself. Okay.
By the way,
all of a sudden
Brain loves you.
I know, I appreciate it, but
it
sounded like we were tapping into some domestic squabbles right there just for a second.
I think we might have been.
Oh, the Brain.
I'm willing to give Patullo a little bit of time here to show that he can shake things up a little bit. But they've been predictable. They have. Watch the film, watch the tape. They're not deceiving all that many people through the first 2 games.
So I have, and I got a question for you. At what point do you go, the quarterback is the quarterback, and the strength of the quarterback, there are certain things that he's comfortable doing. There's a certain offense that he likes to play. I can tell you that Kellen Moore felt constricted by the quarterback, but ultimately Kellen Moore liked to win. So there's a formula to win that Jalen is comfortable within. So at what point do you separate the OC, because we've seen OC, the constant's been Jalen, and know, hey, this is who he is as a quarterback.
That has to factor into it. Yeah, is Jalen part of the issue? I suppose he is. Yeah, there are things he does really, really well, and there are things that he doesn't do so well. And that's okay. That's most quarterbacks in the NFL. It is. We haven't seen a lot of designed. His running pattern has been interesting to me. Like, there hasn't been a lot of creativity, it seems to me, with getting him on the move and using his legs, those sorts of things. I'm sure to a certain degree, Patullo feels a little bit limited by what Hurts can do. Okay, so Moore figured it out last year. So go figure it out.
Yeah. No, listen, it's up to him. Ultimately, he's going to sink or swim by how creative you can be with the offense. Now, I'm not going to judge him off of the Chiefs game because it's a tough matchup, and Spags had them. Like, he's not going to win that battle. Like, you're not going to go in against him and go, because I talked to him before the game. Like, I knew what he was going to do. Like, you could say it. Like, and to the point where he disguises pressures, right? Like, you think pressure's coming, and then he backs out of it, which is, hell on quarterbacks. My only point is that Jalen's never going to be the look pretty 300-yard, 3 touchdown. It's just not who he is. But he wins. He makes the right play. He makes the smart play. And turnovers matter. Like, not turning the ball over and being ultra cautious when you have that defense is the right way to play it, and particularly in those kinds of games where it's a slugfest.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Ant. And I think I actually kind of touched on this in the column I wrote today for the Inquirer. I think this is part of why the discussion around the Eagles, certainly nationally, gets a little bit twisted, because we see so much of football now through the prism of fantasy sports and stats. And is this quarterback putting up big numbers? Is he throwing for 300 yards? And then also through, like we were just talking about, the game tape. What throws is he making? What throws is he not making? And that's fun, and that's great for those of us who are really into that stuff. But when it comes to winning and losing, like you said, an offensive coordinator has to work within the confines of the strengths and weaknesses of the offense he has. And as much as Jeffrey Lurie and other people with the Eagles and other people around the league might want to see like fireworks style passing displays from Jalen Hurts, that's not him. It is playing smart, not turning the ball over, relying on, in the cliche, complementary football. And that's not something that is, from a national discussion standpoint, is really fun to talk about.
I know.
It just
there's a whole narrative. Tush push, right? Like, they hate the NFL, the league hates the Eagles, right? Because when I say hates the Eagles, I mean they hate the style. They don't like tush push. It's an ugly play. They don't like grind it out, right? Like, how many times can you throw for 100 yards and win? Guess what? When you run the ball and you play defense and you have good special teams, you're going to win. Because truthfully, that's how you win in football. As much as they want to appeal to the fantasy football and the red zone and the same game parlays and all that stuff, the Eagles don't lean into that, because that's not who they are. That's not what wins.
No, and this is nearly this trend that the Eagles are bucking by running the ball and playing defense is nearly 50 years in the making, okay? The NFL made a conscious effort and decision in the late 1970s to try to open its game up, because teams weren't scoring. Like, teams were averaging 17 points a game in 1977. And so they changed the rules and told cornerbacks and linebackers, you can't touch receivers, and we're going to start selling our quarterbacks as the stars of the league. No more is it going to be Mean Joe Green in the Coke commercial with the kid. It's going to be Joe Montana and Dan Marino and John Elway. And that's the trend the sport has been on for nearly 50 years. And that's a conscious thing that the NFL has decided to do. And it has
Every year
worked.
they do it.
Yeah, it has worked.
They change their rules every year to promote scoring and offense.
Right.
And yeah, it works. You know?
Yeah. It's made the sport the most popular one in the country by a mile, by 10 miles. But the Eagles aren't going that way right now. And that's great for everybody around here who roots for them. I made this point Sunday, like if you were, and Bill Simmons talked about this on his podcast, he was bored to tears watching the Eagles-Chiefs game. Well, if you're an Eagles fan, of course you're not bored to tears. You're sitting on pins and needles that whole game, hoping Mahomes doesn't get the ball back with a chance to win it. But if you're just a disinterested fan who wants to watch the marquee matchup of the day, you're probably like Simmons and you're probably bored by that. And the NFL hates that. They hate it because they want people in Boston.
No, they want
and
Sunday
California
night
to watch
Bills
that
and
game.
Ravens.
Exactly.
That's what they want. But to me, like, Bill can feel the way he feels, but that's football. That's the essence of it. There's a beauty in that. Like, if you just want 124, because he's a basketball guy, 124 to 121, all right. But sometimes there's a beauty in watching Pat Riley teams play defense, right? Like, there's a beauty in the thing. Like, you got to appreciate the sport itself. I mean, unless you just want to I just want eye candy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would argue, though, that the vast majority of football fans, especially casuals, don't. They want to see Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball all over the place or Josh Allen throwing the ball all over the place. And they base their loyalties on that. Are you a Brady guy or a Peyton guy? Do you like Aaron Rodgers or do you not? It's all those, they're characters in a drama.
Yeah.
And you tell me who the character is for the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
It's just the team.
Yeah. And I love it. I love it. I love it. There's a weird word. I was talking to this with Matt Rule this week. We were talking about this world because, like, he's a coach and he's in this world, right, of football. And it's all, thick, beautiful mind. And it's schemes and X and O's and all this stuff going on and managing a game. And he's got Michigan coming up and it's going to be a slugfest. And, it's just about winning the game. And then you have all the other stuff. You have all the fantasy and all the betting and then all the food and the revel. And there's these two worlds. And it's like that in college and the NFL. And these two worlds, and they brush up against each other, but they don't really mesh. They kind of just scrape each other.
Yeah, that's 100% right. Matt is totally correct about that. And so much of the media and coverage now is an attempt to demystify the one half of that, to let everybody know, here's what the coach is trying to do, and here's what's really happening on the field. Because in the moment, 99 out of 100 people have no clue what's happening. They really don't. They don't know, if an interception is thrown, they don't know in the moment whether the quarterback made the wrong read or whether the receiver ran the wrong route or cut his route off. They don't know any of that. But what they know is this guy threw for this many yards. This guy yelled at the other guy on the sideline. This quarterback good, this quarterback bad. That's the part of the reason the NFL is so popular is that you can watch it through multiple lenses and get something out of it and really, really enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I need an update. What's going on with Rocky?
So you'll appreciate this. I got a phone call from a source on the West Coast at 11 o'clock our time Friday night. I can't get into too much detail, but one of the goals of the book has been for me to try to get to the bottom of as many myths around the making of the movie as possible. And this source gave me a firsthand account that will allow me to kind of debunk one of the myths around the movie. So that was a really productive, important interview that I did. And I'm in the midst of writing the section of the book about the negotiation between the producers, Irwin Winkler and Bob Chardoff, who wanted to make the movie, and United Artists, the studio, because there was a big discrepancy about how much they wanted the budget to be and who they wanted to play the lead role. For instance, United Artists was suggesting Burt Reynolds and Ryan O'Neal. Could you imagine Burt Reynolds as Rocky?
No,
think about it.
Yeah, actually, I can. Yuck.
Oh my God, with the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Horrible.
Exactly. And Chardoff and Winkler
Yeah, Ryan
wanted
O'Neal's the Italian stallion.
Right. Ryan O'Neal was actually a Golden Gloves boxer in high school, though. And that was part of the reason that they thought it would work. But Chardoff and Winkler, the producers, wanted Stallone, but not for the reason that everybody thinks. So I'm getting into that right now.
Ooh.
So, Mike, when this source calls you, I need to understand, is it you're just sitting, you get a call and you don't recognize the number and it's like, hey, I hear you're looking for this info? Or is it someone you reached out to and they return your call?
No, I'd reached out to them. I had talked to them before and they got back to me.
It would have been way cooler. It's like, I heard you're asking about this.
No, I wish.
Yeah.
The day after Robert Redford passes away, I'm going to pass myself off as Bob Woodward, meeting the sources in the parking garage so I can write my Rocky book.
Robert Redford, great director.
Oh, amazing. I said this yesterday. He directed 3 of the best family movies of all time: Ordinary People, Quiz Show, and A River Runs Through It. They are all about what it means to be a father, what it means to be a son, what it means to be a brother, and they are great for that reason. Rest in peace.
Yeah. River Runs Through It is really good.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I mean, you got to give it to him. Classically handsome Hollywood actor, man.
Yeah.
Maybe like the quintessential
Butch Cassidy.
Like leading man
from
Did you guys ever hear the story Mike Nichols, the famous director, told about making The Graduate? So he wanted to cast Redford in the Dustin Hoffman part as Benjamin Braddock, right? The insecure, directionless kid who just graduated from college who ends up having the affair with Mrs. Robinson. And Redford isn't understanding the character. He's auditioning for the role and he doesn't get it. And Nichols pulls him aside and says, Bob, you have to understand this character is really insecure. He doesn't interact well with women. Haven't you ever tried to ask a girl out and had it gone bad? And Redford says, no, I haven't. So he couldn't understand the character and didn't get the part. And then they gave it to Dustin Hoffman.
That's great. That is fantastic. That's like Mike Schmidt trying to manage, right? Like,
right.
How come?
That's exactly right.
It's
exactly. I'm so naturally gifted that I can't tell anyone else how to do it.
Right. Oh man, that's a great story. That's fantastic. What's old tap for you, buddy?
Going to a luncheon this afternoon on the main line, and then just working ahead on some Eagles stuff. I'll be at the game on Sunday, and plugging away on the book.
Love it. Great stuff, brother. We'll talk soon, okay?
Thanks, guys. Good to see you. Appreciate
brother. You're
it.
the best. We love you. Mike SIelski. He is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm a little
great voices.
I'm a little blown away by K-Red in our chat, who's he's been here since day one. He's very active.
What's the matter?
K-Red says,
I love K-Red.
I have never seen a Rocky movie the whole way through. How's that even possible?
Really?
How is that even possible?
Not one?
Come on, K-Red.
You got to watch one.
Got to watch one.
Listen,
and
I
three.
get
Three, I like.
I get they get cartoonish. Like, I get it. But 1 and 2 were actually great.
One is it's not even a sports movie. Like, I watched it. The Pagan doesn't like sports movies. She's crying when we first saw Rocky.
No, 1 and 2 are really. The second one's fantastic because you like it was born out of reality. But by the third one, it becomes an action series, right?
Yeah, of course. It's
but
comic,
one and 2 was based on reality.
Yeah,
like truthfully, all kidding aside, when you got 1 and 2, his story, but it's not just him, but Creed. Creed is a great character. Like he's got his own demons.
Yes.
Like he's got his own storyline. It's a great storyline. And that's why I like Rocky too. When he's got the fan mail and he's like, and he throws and he's all pissed off because he can't get the rematch. He's got to do whatever he can to shame Rocky and give him the rematch. Like, you carried this bum, you got lucky. And he was like, it's a great story.
It's getting worse. Where's this one? He follows up. I've only seen the one where he fights the Russian and only the beginning. My dad fell asleep.
Yeah, well, that's just like I'm not a big fan of that one.
No,
so
I'm not. I'm out on the
like.
Russian
Do
one
me a
too.
favor,
Come on, K-Red.
It's Philadelphia. Do me a favor. Just watch 1 and 2. And if you wanted to, leave it be. You don't have to go anywhere near it. But 1 and 2, it's Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Like
100%.
It's
You are
Philadelphia in it, like that Philadelphia. Can I just tell you? I close my eyes and I see that Philadelphia, and I know it's not aesthetically pretty, but I love it. Like I love that Philadelphia. To me, it's Philadelphia. Like around the holidays,
yes.
like the whole thing. Like I
1000% agree with you.
K-Red, please, I implore you, and let us know.
Yes.
In fact, one day I'll even do this. One day, if you want to come in, we'll watch it up here in the studio.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Oh, we should do a Rocky viewing day.
You get SIelski to come in.
Yes.
And he could give us a little tips about the show.
We should do
That's
that.
a great item. A great idea.
Yeah.
I just stumbled onto. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Let's do that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it's like an intervention for K-Red.
We could go to a bar. Like, I don't, I'll get somebody to play it. I don't know. We could come do it right here in our studio.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
We're on 10th and Spring Garden. We'll invite a bunch of people and go watch it.
I'm down.
Beers.
I love
pizza.
that.
Yeah, you got to do it for K-Red. It's like an intervention to help them out.
Yeah.
Skinny Joey's.
Yeah, we'll get him down. We'll do it all. I think it'd be
He's
fun.
just always trying to get a Skinny Joey, Skinny Joey sandwich, this guy.
You caught me.
Yeah, did you want? We'll do it. It'll be fun. I love it. That's a great idea. All right. Let's take care of some business. And we got the Geek coming up. Talk a little fantasy.
Yeah, if anyone's got any fantasy questions, hit us up in the chat.
Get them up in the chat, or you can hit us up on social media too.
Hit that like button too. Hit the like button and then give us your fantasy question.
And subscribe, please.
And subscribe, yeah.
Tell your friends. Hey, let's talk about Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. You're looking for the most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America. Cherry Hill Mitsubishi's got you covered. The Outlander, the 2025 Outlander is a beast, all right? And look, they got great savings going on in Cherry Hill Mitsubishi right now on a massive selection of budget-friendly and gas-sipping Mitsubishis. Here's a fun fact for you. Mitsubishi Motors, #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream brands and SUV owners. That's not me saying it. That's J.D. Power. All right? J.D. Power.
They're legit, J.D. Power.
Yeah, they know. You got the best warranty in the automotive business. 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain. 5 years, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper. Don't settle for a lesser warranty. Be on the hook for costly repairs down the road. You don't need to do that. All right? Go to Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. It's a folk auto dealership, and that means it's all about family, about service. The Folk Auto Group is amazing. I know Charlie well, 3rd generation. They've been servicing all throughout South Jersey, many dealerships. Cherry Hill Mitsubishi online, cherryhillmitsubishi.com. You go there, you tell them you get my discount, the Cuz discount for your new vehicle. Trust me, you're going to love it. I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere. I just don't know why.
No idea why.
No, none. All right. Now, let's talk about Parks Casino. Street Road, Ben Salem, our favorite. We love our Parks Casino. Here's what's happening. I got to get my line up. You guys get your singing voices.
Me.
All right. And here we go. Starting at the Excite Center.
Yeah.
September 19th. Comedian Hannah Berner.
All right.
Ha ha
That's
ha.
Friday night. She's great.
Yeah. Funny stuff.
Hannah Berner is good.
Saturday, Australian Pink Floyd.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell?
September 26th, the Revivalists.
Wish I knew you when I was young. Could have got so high.
September 27th, comedian Russell Peters. He's
Funny.
good. October 4th, Kansas.
Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind.
That was good. October 24th, Everclear.
I'm
Still living with your ghost. Lonely dreaming of the West Coast.
October 25th, Almost Queen.
We are the champions, my friend.
Boom, boom. We'll keep on fighting.
Saturday, November 15th, Bill Murray and his blood brothers. Bill Murray on stage.
That Bill Murray.
That Bill Murray.
Lost in translation, Bill Murray.
Yeah, that's him.
Wow.
November 21st, Air Supply.
I'm all out
I
of love.
love, I'm so lost without you.
I knew you were right.
November
Leave it
22nd.
for so
Please make
long.
it stop. Brian Regan. Good stuff. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, to take a look at this week's fantasy schedule, we like to do this. He is terrific. Our man, he's got his DFS Army website and app. He has the Sharp app.
Yeah, he's probably he probably still got that Jets sign up after that loss. That was a loss this weekend.
Yeah. Let's
Good
welcome
drubbing.
our boy, Geekus Aurelius. Good morning, Geek.
What's going on, fellas? Right.
What's up, buddy? How was
I
your
was
week?
just enjoying the serenade, the Australian Pink Floyd. I was really enjoying that serenade. I was getting into it.
We got to bring you to Parks Casino one come down because you're a casino
This has
guy.
to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has to happen after
Yeah.
the football season, though.
Yes.
After football.
Yes.
Yes.
You don't leave your basement during football.
No, I'm locked in the basement. I haven't seen sunlight in weeks. That's why I look this pale.
You're the best,
What's happening?
Kev. You're an awesome dude, man. Seriously, VG. Kevin, our man, I call him affectionately the Geek, is just one of the great. He's a great dude. He's got a great face, dude. Only like a likable,
Yeah, of course.
trustworthy, honest fantasy football face.
Yes.
That's why we take your advice seriously. So let's look at this week. It's a week of backup quarterbacks, and I have a prediction. Well, I don't really have it. Baldy had a prediction, and I agree with his prediction. Freaking Wentz is going to play well.
Does that burn the Eagles fans? Wentz.
I got no ill will. Actually, I don't really like him, but I don't hate him, so I kind of half root for him. I like to see him.
I hate him, but I don't care. I mean,
Like,
you
I
do
like
it.
to
Do
see
his
him do
thing.
well. Yeah, he's kind of a J.O., but I don't know. I like to see him do well. It's a good story. And then throw 5 picks against the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Are we taking him that far? But
No, I'm just
he
joking
could-
around. But
He could. Would it shock the world for him to perform kind of like what Sam Darnold did last year
Yes.
for that team?
yes,
Like, all right. Yeah, okay, I could see that. I could see him having a good game, or it doesn't mean I want to sign him as my starting quarterback anytime soon, or anything like that. But yeah, I could see it. I could see a decent game out of him this weekend for sure.
yeah. Who do you like quarterback-wise coming into this week?
Well, just this week alone, I mean, the game I'm excited about is that Dallas Chicago game. I like what I'm seeing out of Caleb. I know that it hasn't all been put together yet, but with Caleb, I like the legs. He's scrambling around a little bit. They're home. It's a really close game, 50-point spread. Dallas finally broke the drought last week of just being terrible on offense. And so I think both teams, if that's a game that really stands out to me with two teams that don't really play a lot of defense, I like both sides of it, Dak and Caleb. And I'm going to give you a name, by the way, for pickups for the fantasy football people. You're not going to like it. I'm telling you in advance, you're not going to like what I'm going to have to say right now. But I want to get on this trend early and not late. So I'm going to put it out there in the ether. Danny Dimes is transforming into Indiana
Yeah.
Jones. Everything he's doing is what you want in fantasy football. They said it couldn't be done against the elite Broncos defense last week. He comes out and looks just as throwing for 280 yards. Excuse me? And who? Danny Jones? Who are we talking about here? I want to get on this trend early. So I'm going to recommend just go pick him up and put him on. You could play him this week at Tennessee. Go pick up Daniel Jones before it's too late. He's available on waivers. You've got crappy quarterback that's not doing anything for you right now. Maybe you had one of the guys that got hurt. Maybe you're thinking, I need to,
By the way, there's a weird world, and we were talking about this, how real football and fantasy football are completely different things. And like where you look at go, I like Caleb Williams, coaches are like, I hate Caleb Williams because he doesn't play within the system, right? Like, but
I don't care.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. And you can make the argument that Daniel Jones is more valuable than Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're sitting on Pat Mahomes, who puts up a 16 every single week, and he's a reputational guy. You took him too soon in your draft. You've made a mistake. Accept it. And all right, I need a replacement. Who's that going to be? Right? So you're looking at the waivers. Russell Wilson? No, let's not chase that from last week. But Daniel Jones, 2 weeks in a row, get on the trend before everybody else
right.
gets
I agree with you.
Like, what I'm seeing out of him is spectacular.
You did? Yeah, you're smart.
Yeah, I have a touchdown only league I picked them up in, and then another one I picked them up in.
Yeah. Smart.
There's a couple other fantasy football trends or things happening that I think you want to be aware of. And these names are still available. So, like, everybody's in leagues. We're all, I'm down 0-2. I'm getting all the emails, right? So I'm going to give you a couple of little things that I noticed this past week. And they make for interesting pickups. Remember, I'm always looking for that backup running back that has a chance to really grab a starting role and be a lead back for your team. Well, of course, we've got that with Jordan Mason now, right? That happened. So we said, hold Mason on your bench.
Yeah, you said that.
Now you have it.
Yeah.
You have him now. Now you have a starting running back, and actually on a team that should do well this week, starting him everywhere, including in DFS. But a couple of names that popped up. I want everybody to pay attention to Bajol Tutin on the Jaguars, who got a bunch of carries this week. Hello, nice to meet you, right? They got rid of Tank Bigsby. We know that Travis Etienne, he might be good, but he might not be good. Don't know. I'm not worried about the Etienne.
And Tutin catches the ball out of the backfield too.
Yes, and that's not what Etienne does. So, but I'm more picking this up in case of injury. I want my bench loaded up with these names. Another name another rookie that started to, there's a little percolation going on, a little percolating. Woody Marks gets some carries and some work for Houston. And we know there's a dead-legged Nick Chubb in there ahead of him. So, like, how real barrier, what is the barrier for this guy to become the starting guy? Like, first of all, Chubb is off of crazy injuries. He's over 30, could get hurt. Molasses-footed at this point. Looks like Mackie Sasser out there trying to run out, trying to chase somebody down on a stolen base play. So
but it is
Sasser.
no
That's
love
a
for
great backup catcher reference right there.
I'll
never forget Keith Hernandez referred to him as molasses-footed, and it's just been in my head for 25 years. Sorry about that old reference, but
Damian Pierce ahead of him on the depth chart. Geek.
What's that?
Is Damian Pierce ahead of him on the depth chart there?
Damian Pierce was a healthy scratch this weekend. Okay. Forget Pierce. They hate him. Pierce is like the Clyde Edwards. They hate him. He's like the Clyde Edwards-Helaire of Houston. I don't know why he's still on the team, but they hate him. Like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think, is still on the Chiefs too. They hate him, but he's still there. A couple other interesting fantasy football notes, but those are the big ones. There's still pickups to be made, guys. Juwan Johnson, tight end, New Orleans Saints. 12 targets week 1. 9 targets. I came on this show last week because you weren't here. And I said to everybody, pick up Juwan Johnson. This guy got 12 targets. That is not a mistake. 99% of the snaps on the field. Taysom Hill's gone. And it seems like the rattlesnake down in New Orleans likes to throw to the tight end. Okay.
Yeah. Bad quarterbacks always overuse the tight end.
Yeah. You can only see him. He can't see the other stuff. He can only see the big guy standing right in front of him. So, okay, let's accept it. One of the things I was trying to say last week, and now I'm saying it 2 weeks in, is accept what you're seeing as real. Like if Juwan Johnson's getting 12 targets and 9 the next week, let's believe that. There's some other names too. Howard Fannin Jr. Now I don't love the Browns offense right now, but they are scheming plays to the rookie tight end Fannin Jr. So a lot of people took Mark Andrews. You took Evan Ingram. You're like, I don't know what I got to do. Start this guy. He's killing me. He's killing my team. He's killing me. Go pick up these guys that are actually getting targets.
And we know him here. The Eagles were very interested in Fannin Jr.
Would have made a really great fit. Eagles, I don't know what's going on.
It's just the way the draft felt, but they were going to, if it worked out, they would have taken him.
Would have been a spectacular weapon for the Eagles based on what I'm seeing and how excited the Browns seem to be just about using this guy. That's what's so impressive.
Yeah, he's a receiver, man. He's at that position.
Yeah. They're scheming plays to that guy. There's a couple of other names that popped up this week, just like waiver pickups. And also these double as really good DFS plays this week for cheap. So I noticed a couple of trends happening. One, Troy Franklin on the Broncos.
Yeah.
Where'd this guy come from? I really, my radar was not up for Troy Franklin at all.
Yeah.
He's emerging. He seems to be like the slot guy now. And that role seems to be getting a bunch of targets.
Yep.
So it looks like they put Mims on the outside. He's that big play guy. You're going to get big scores from him, but a lot of low scores too. Not enough consistency. Troy Franklin's a complete shock for me. I thought it was going to be, they picked up a rookie. I think his name is Pat Bryan or something like that. No, it looks like Troy Franklin. So let's pay attention to him. Hunter Renfrow, third and Renfrow, was resurrected. I don't know what happened to him. I thought he retired. Used to be a Raider, has emerged now as another third down threat and a PPR guy. So if you're desperate for wide receiver help, why not Hunter Renfrow? I'm just looking through sort of, and one more name at the wide receiver group again for deep leagues. You need help. Wan'Dale Robinson off the monster game. Wandy. Did you see what Wandy did last week?
Yeah. Yeah.
How about Russell Wilson and the Giants?
I'll be honest with you. I'm still stunned by that. Stunned.
Where did that come from?
I don't know where it came from. It's got to be a one-game anomaly. I can't imagine Russ. There's no way. We'll find out Sunday night against the Chiefs. There's no way in the world that he does that against Kansas City.
No chance.
They will eat him alive.
City will go nuts if he
Spags will eat him alive. That one. Yeah.
Is it a fair assessment for DFS that watching the Giants do that to Dallas last week means that Chicago can certainly do it at home this weekend? Because that's where we're going with it. Like, hey, if you can't stop the Giants putting 40 on you, the Bears should be able to put 30 on you.
Well, we're saying here in Philadelphia, how could the Giants put up 40 on you and we put up whatever it was?
Well, we had a good first half.
Yeah.
Where the Birds had a good first half.
Yeah.
The Philly fans are there's a spoil of riches in Philadelphia with that team. They're playing defense. You do not know the Eagles are not going to try to score if they don't need to. They're playing defense. They're playing conservative ball. I would like to see the passing offense look a little better, but they're
so would everybody here.
And they're running the football and they're playing it slow. And is it a fun game to watch? Not always, but do they get?
But
the
they
W?
win. Thank you, Geek. From the mouth
of
the fantasy man, he knows winning football when he sees it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a winning style of play. They're going to need to. It will get better though. They're going to need to put the passing offense together. You're not going to be able to play a whole season out like this.
Fine. They're going to be fine. That's right.
No worries. No worries in Philadelphia. How about them Packers though, emerging as a real threat? And you guys got a nasty matchup. I think the Rams are a contender in the NFC this year. They look good so far, so it's a tough matchup this week. Got to put some offense.
Well, you got to deal with
Rams.
two elite receivers in Adams and Puka, so that's going to be tough. By the way, we're in overtime. OG with Geekus Aurelius talking fantasy football. Any questions for the Geek?
Yeah, we got a bunch.
All right.
Jency or Etienne?
This week, I'd still go Janny, but
Jency,
really similar.
I have to tell you, I am worried about him. He does not look as explosive in the league as he did in college. Now, I know it's college. I thought it would translate better. It hasn't. He's getting bottled up, and he looks kind of mortal.
He's definitely mortal. This is the NFL. He's dealing with a team that doesn't have a great offensive line. But here's what I said about Genty, and I still believe this. I made an analogy that when you're out drinking, you got to break the seal. He's got to break the seal of like a big game, and then they could start to flow, right? But right now, there's a little tension there. We haven't seen him do anything special yet. So I think it's dangerous to play him over names that are getting it done. So that's why I would say I don't mind playing ETN over him. They're about the same projection this week, though. So, but Genty will get there. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried.
I'm a little worried because he runs the contact because he was always good at breaking contact.
It's going to be tougher in the NFL.
Different contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried.
All right, we need two from Goedert, Wilson, Devontae Smith, Keon Coleman.
I mean, Garrett Wilson for sure. And you're asking me between Devontae Smith and Keon Coleman. Got to go Devontae here. The Eagles are going to need to have some offense against the Rams. They need offense here.
Someone's got a couple good quarterbacks. They want to know if Cousins' boy Herbert or Mahomes.
Herbert.
I would play Herbert over Mahomes. Herbert is looking like the stud that we always thought he could be.
Don't start.
But didn't quite see it yet.
We need two. Ricky Pearsall, Calvin Ridley, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, it's Pearsall and Ridley. I'm not ready to trust Diggs. Pearsall, good matchup. Ridley, great matchup. Yeah, those two for sure.
Karen Williams against the Birds or A-Chain versus the Bills?
A-Chain.
For a flex, Matthew Golden, Isaiah Pacheco.
Ooh, I want that person to listen to the segment we just did about who to pick up on your waivers and pick up that and play them. Golden is unstartable against the Pacheco, just as unstartable, I would say. You got to go to the waivers, get one of the names that I just talked about, and start that.
But don't cut Golden. Listen to me.
No.
Golden's going to be a player this year. He'll be a contributor. He's a deep threat. He catches the ball. You got to give him a minute to get right. I would not give up completely on him.
He's, and listen, he's more of a dynasty piece because I'm not sure that we're going to get. You would think he should be able to lead that team this year with the injury, and he'll have a chance to do it. I'll agree there. He'll have a chance to do it this year. But I
wouldn't cut him yet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Hampton or Dobbins?
Dobbins. Hampton's not playable.
That's all I got.
Not Hampton. I'm sorry. No. I thought you said Harvey. I was thinking of RJ Harvey and those two. No, I would still play Hampton. Man, that's a close one. And same game. Yeah, I'm gonna lean Dobbins there, but that's a tough ask. That's a tough ask. They'll have about the same project. Neither guy has really proven it yet.
Hey, this year, is there a couple players that come to mind where you go, hey, like of the bigger names, this guy you should always roster, and this guy who you think you should always roster, you shouldn't always roster. It's more about the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the thing with fantasy football. Like there's some names that we might have thought were awesome coming into the season and are not looking as great. Also, Tyreek Hill is not an every week start anymore.
Right.
Can't trust him. Cannot be trusted.
Wow.
There's some other names though. First of all, I hate to say it, but the Eagles wide receivers are not lock button weekly starts.
No.
I warned everybody about this. Listen, the team is too good defensively and they run too well to support two wide receivers every week. And I never thought they were good picks where they were going, especially Brown in round 2. Too dangerous. But yeah, I mean, you got Tyreek Hill there. Stephon Diggs is no longer somebody you really want to be starting every week. At the running back position, it's getting a little crazy too. Some of these names that we were very excited about coming into the season have not produced. The rookies, Trevion Henderson, nope, can't play him, not yet. The aforementioned Omarion Hampton hasn't broken the seal yet. Want to see it. I like what they're doing in terms of usage. He'll get there. But RJ Harvey's a disaster if you've drafted him with any sort of hope of using him anytime soon. So there are definitely some spots where players that we thought would be good. Even Cortland Sutton hasn't really started out particularly great, and he's kind of hurting your lineups a little bit right now. Not an every week start at all. You can, with those names, you got to start to think about matchups and switching back and forth.
That brings us to Big Farts Jones wants to know: would you consider trading AJ right now in the considering the passing game of the Birds?
Yes. Yeah, and especially if I can get a Garrett Wilson, a guy who was taken around later. You're not getting Jackson Smith and Jigba, like the ship has sailed, but there are some names that you could still get for AJ Brown that maybe went a little after him. You might be able to trade AJ Brown straight up to the Brian Thomas Jr. Holder in your league, because he's been terrible to start the season as well. And I'm not giving up on that. I think you still start him every week, but like Brian Thomas Jr., not looking like the best, late first, early second round pick. Might be able to get that trade done. Might be able to get a trade done for Drake London, kind of a sideways move. But I might even be open to trading him for somebody who went like a round and a half later, like a Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, 13 targets last week. He's going to continue to be the second fiddle. And my goodness, if I want to speak it into existence, if Puka gets banged up again like he does, Devontae Adams will be an absolute fantasy beast. So that's the kind of trade I might look to make with an AJ Brown if you want to get out.
Would you trade Chase? Try to trade Chase or Higgins?
No, I think you're going to get. It's a tough one. Joe Burrow has done it to us again, and I'm starting to see the trend with Burrow getting hurt, and it's not cool. No, I don't think you're going to get good value back for Jamar Chase. And Browning was not that bad. Like, he's not going to give you what you were going to get with Burrow, though. Chase now goes from like the lock button #1 wide receiver in fantasy football to, yeah, still a guy that you're going to start every single week, even with the backup, still, on the level of, a round 3 guy like a Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'll throw another one out you, though, that you need to be nervous about. Actually, not this week, maybe, but longer term. I am not liking what I'm seeing. JJ McCarthy, it's taken him a while to, obviously he's going to be out for a couple weeks.
Jefferson, yeah.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson, I made a video about this in the preseason. I said, why would you take Justin Jefferson in round 1 when, and not to say Justin Jefferson's bad, when he's got a rookie that we have no idea if he's any good throwing the ball to him, and you also could just take Puka or CeeDee Lamb or some other super stud wide receiver. Instead, just don't, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying, why risk it? Take this other guy. They're just as good, and they don't have a rookie unknown at quarterback, and we're seeing it playing out.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see what he does with Wentz.
I think he's going to be better with Wentz.
So do I. I do too. But I'm curious.
Wentz.
I'm dying to see that game. I wish the Eagles were a 4 because I like to watch it. I'm curious how he's going to play. Yeah.
Just curious, not a spite watch.
Because I like O'Connell. I think he's a really good coach, and I'm curious to see what he'll do with him. It'll be interesting. Geek is great stuff. People want to get a hold of you. What's the best way?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at @FootballGeek. Always answering questions. A lot of the fans are hit me up with their fantasy football questions, but always there to answer. And then, of course, guys, if you want to be a good bettor, be a sharp bettor, get all the tools to help you, nail your bets and always be in plus EV situations, that's the Sharp app. Check it out. We got a 7-day free trial going. So anybody who's watching this can mess with the Sharp app for free, see what it's all about. The ARB tool, the Proptimizer tool, all that cool stuff helps you make sharp bets.
Proptimizer. All right.
The Proptimizer.
You're making money with the Geek.
Yeah, it does print, and the name is appropriate to print. So if you want to bet props, you just go right through it. It's going to show you mathematical edges on props. You bet a lot of them. Take your edges like a blackjack or a poker player. And then of course DFS Army. If you're into daily fantasies, we've crushed it the first couple weeks, cuz you missed it. Like, we've crushed it the first couple weeks.
Yeah, you're an amazing DFS guy. You are. I like to read your column just to read your column. It's very well written.
I appreciate it. Well, I do have an editor. In fairness to them, as my typing style does get cleaned up a smidge after the fact, but I appreciate that, cuz and yeah, we love fantasy football. We love daily fantasy. The more fantasy sports I can get, the better. So I'm always looking for different angles for this.
Well, I'll leave you on this question because I saw a piece that's really interesting about Showdown Daily Fantasy. And when it's one game and you're playing fantasy in one game, what is the trend? Like, what's the trick?
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a trick, but when you're dealing with these one game contests, there's a couple of intricacies to them. First is you have to choose one player who will get their salary doubled and their points effectively doubled, and like they make you do that so that you're differentiating your lineup so everybody's not tying with each other, and that choice is really difficult because you're balancing high projection with salary costs. So you got to be smart about that. I've discovered, for example, on DraftKings that I greatly prefer just using wide receivers for that and skipping quarterbacks. Quarterbacks get like this higher average score, but they don't actually peak as often as like a wide receiver does. But the biggest thing for Showdown, and if you're good at them, you have to be able to pick out that low-owned, obscure name that all of a sudden pops off. I'll give you an example. They had a 2-gamer on Monday, two, and they're individual games. And all of a sudden, what I call like the garbage players from the bench were, the second tight end or the 4th string wide receiver. I'm trying to remember the names, but
White had a big game.
Rashad White gets a touchdown out of the backup quarterback. So in the Showdown, you have to purposefully put effectively what are bad on paper plays in there that just have any kind of a chance of popping in the game. So, the Tyquan Thornton type WR3-4 that could pop for a big play. In the past, I believe on the Eagles, it's always like the Jahan Dotson, even though he's the 3rd wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's kind of the 4th guy. They don't have a
he'll
4th
do
guy.
that. Yeah.
They never bring a 4th guy out. So like that one game where Jahan Dotson gets the touchdown 40-yarder and you're like, oh, that wins you $1 million. So the trick in Showdowns is really not necessarily figuring out who the obvious plays are. There's only 2 teams. We know who the good players are on those teams. It's finding the less obvious spot or also adjusting your build for the game total. Like if it's a 40-point total, we might want to build a little more with kickers and defenses than if it's a 52-pointer and we think the offenses can explode in that one. So Showdowns are their own kind of science and their own thing. We definitely do them, and we love them. Our optimizer is really good for attacking them in particular, but we get a ton of wins. But there's also a lot of ties at the top.
Great stuff. Geek, we love you, man. Always fun talking to you, pal. Have a great week.
Appreciate you, cuz. Appreciate you guys.
Geek is really a geek. All right.
Well, before we go back in the day, I just want to mention Rich Hoffman does a really good job with our Philly Sports Daily newsletter. Comes every morning.
Unbelievable.
So on Thursdays, he does some trivia questions, and it seems to be like a fan favorite, a subscriber favorite. So he's doing a sports quiz where it's a 100-question challenge to test your knowledge across all 4 teams. This week, if you're a subscriber, you can play. You get the first 25 questions. They're all about the Eagles. And if you're not a subscriber, you can play by signing up as a first-time subscriber to get them. And now how it works, though, is to get the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quizzes, the Sixers, Phillies, and Flyers, and there's a 5th one, a mystery unlock quiz. You got to refer someone. So you go in, the first referral, you give you a Sixers quiz, the 2nd referral, get you a Phillies quiz, the 3rd, the Flyers, and the last referral you get will be the mystery quiz. They got to sign up. Your referrals have to sign up for the newsletter to get it. And
again, that's free.
It's free. If you complete all 5 quizzes, they'll print your name and score with your permission in the newsletter. So it's just a humble brag. And the first 3 people to complete all 5 quizzes win their choice of a T-shirt from the PHLY locker. And it's pretty much it.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
man.
refer some people.
I love that stuff. And listen, I'm still.
It's a great newsletter. If you want to.
Rich is fabulous.
Walk the dog, you go into the bathroom, brushing your teeth, you read it in the morning, you're caught up on everything.
He's got everything. He's a terrific writer.
Yeah.
Big fan of Rich. Big. Just like his dad. He's fantastic. All right, let's go back in the day.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
So we teased this a little earlier in the week, and I sent the wrong one. So this is like a minute and 10 seconds of Charles Barkley messing with Manute Bol.
With the weight of the problems of the Sudan on his mind, Manute has tried to keep a positive outlook, and he receives a lot of help from his teammates.
Charles Barkley and Rick Mahone, they are the funny basketball players in the world. They are.
We call him ugly all the time. He has to have a good sense of humor if he looks like that.
Yeah, man. Right there. Little Rice.
Watch this.
Right there. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. They're right there.
That is fabulous. Did I ever tell you my Manute Bol story?
I don't know.
Oh, this is a great one. So when I'm in college, I was working for my cousin and I got jobs at Midway Airlines.
Okay.
Now defunct Midway Airlines. So I worked in the ops office, right? And I loaded bags. Load bags
I know
belly on the craft in the aircraft.
Rummaged through Mo Cheek's bag at one
Right,
point.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yes.
So and I would work in the office. Like, you computed the weight and balance of the aircraft. Back then, before it was digital, like you had to.
We had to rely on your math?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was good at it though. I'll still remember 2,000 pounds was the fuel. Like you did it by the aircraft.
Okay.
DC-10s, right? The whole thing. And so I'm there one day, and there's a girl that worked for us with us, Lori, right?
Wow, good name, Rick.
And all of a sudden, I get a call. Hello, is Lori there? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I said, who is it? Who should I say is calling or whatever? Manute. Now, how many Manutes are there, right? I went, get out. I said, is this Manute Bol? Yes, I want Lori. I went, no, but is this the Manute Bol?
There's another one rolling around Philly.
I'm like, he was getting irritated. I was busting his bull. I said, dude, I'm not going to get you Lori unless we're having a conversation about the Sixers. Oh, it was funny.
That's hysterical.
He was a character, Manute.
Hey, we had some people asking, what is Cuz doodling? What's he drawing today?
Oh, wow. That's funny. I don't know. I doodle. Yeah, I'm a doodler. That's funny. That I didn't think people could see it.
Yes. Well, they can't see what you're, but they're like, what's he drawing?
Sometimes they take notes. Like I was taking notes on the fantasy thing, but then I was doodling little like little college logos.
Yeah.
I'll give you a whole mess of them. All right, that'll do it for us. Have a great day, everybody. We love you. We'll be back tomorrow. Great job, Andrew. Great job, Joey. Thanks for hanging, everybody. See you. Go Phils.
We all silly like the mayor.